calling from the grid, it's time to fight. Alpha 5 is freaking out, aye tonight. The Theta Ranger, cosmic power in his hand, analyzing movies while defending the land. He's the geeky hero with the brain so strong, breaking down the lore while he's morphing along. From sci-fi to comics, he theorizes it all, but when monsters attack, he answers the call. From the Morphin Grid, all power, cosmic flows, the sword is rising up and Golden's going toe-to-toe. Sworder's watching through the glow, guiding him to fight. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, where Rangers shine so bright. Where Theta's scheming, making monsters grow, but Theta's got his intellect, he's stealing the show. With his Thetazord Spirit, 20 stories tall, no putty patrol or sorcery can make him fall. He dissects tropes with his mighty mind, a warrior for nerds, one of a kind. But when the grid's in peril, he steps away, from analyzing trilogies to saving the day. Through the Morphin Grid, the power surges high, Theta Ranger takes a stand, no monster will get by. Hurry up, the Earth's under attack. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, there's no turning back. Zed sends his beast, Golder leads the charge, but Theta's bladed and wits leave him fully discharged. Cosmic energy flows from his morphin coin, when chaos erupts, the Theta Ranger joins. The viewing globe reveals a city in flames, monsters growing bigger, but it's all the same. The sword comes alive and the battle is won. Theta Ranger's legacy has only just begun. To the Morphin Grid, all power, cosmic flows, the sword is rising up and Golder's going toe-to-toe. Sworder's watching through the glow, guiding him to fight. Welcome to the Morphin Grid, where Rangers shine so bright. Now the grid's at peace for now, it seems. Theta Ranger scheming nerdy dreams, analyzing films, comic shows on the side, but he's always ready for the next grid ride. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Theta Ranger, welcome home. Now the grid's at peace for now, it seems. Theta Ranger scheming nerdy dreams, analyzing films, comic shows on the side, but he's always ready for the next grid ride. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Welcome to the Morphin Grid. Theta Ranger, welcome home.
At last.
Welcome to the Morphin Grid, everybody. Here we go. This is the Theta Ranger, Thetazord with Alastor, the radio demon here for Theta Radio Horror Theater. Sunday's stream. That is right. We're going to get some stuff going. I already have the names of the programs we're going to watch or listen to. I actually have an announcement on that.
I was about to say, watch. Have you been infected by that horrible picture box too?
Well, actually, I have something that I'm trying to do. There is an old movie that I want to watch here. I've seen a lot of channels post it, and I'm trying to figure out. I've contacted YouTube and seeing the logistics of if I can play it. It's Mr. Sardonicus. I don't know if you've heard of that movie. It's an old old horror movie that has like some really cool practical effects in it, and it's really creepy, really scary. And so I'm trying to get that locked down to make sure that it's not going to mess up my channel or
Well,
anything.
if you're doing a picture show, we may have to find you a temporary special guest. How old is the film?
Oh yeah, of course.
How old is the film? When was it released?
From 47, I believe, is what I saw. Let me.
I believe we could probably set you up with a resident gray alien, Cryptosporidium 142.
All right.
You're probably more his speed. You know how I feel about television.
Sorry, 1961 is what it says.
Definitely sending crypto to you for that one.
Okay, yeah. It's a great film. I remember watching somebody else stream it a long time ago, and they had no troubles with it, but I just wanted to contact YouTube and make sure that it was going to be all right before I did it. So we're not going to do it tonight, but that is something that I have in motion for maybe next week if everything gets, all the ducks get lined up in a row. Yes, I did say Mr. Sardonicus, Klein C. That is a great one. It is amazing. I'm so glad that you, we're going to have a good time riffing on that one and checking it out. But first,
Mr. Stock says hello to you, Cody. How are you doing today?
I was just about to say, I want to introduce Alastor, the radio demon who lives with my best friend, Stark of Iron. What's going on with y'all?
Well, life is quite lovely here. We got ourselves a little bit of that tick-tick-tickety on the old Gaia meter. And of course, life could be a lot sweeter with an opening advertisement.
There we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles have landed. Kansas City is now currently reeling as the Super Bowl is ending with a score of 40-14, much to the chagrin of none other than Taylor Swift. Looks like the hate sex isn't going to be happening tonight. Our good friend Kelsey now, will it? Maybe that's what happens whenever you launder your money to try and buy Super Bowl victories. It's a shame, though, because, I mean, a third Heisman Trophy in a row, wouldn't that have been lovely? Terrible shame, that. Can't wait to see the breakup. That'll be the tea of the century. But you are here to tune into some wonderful radio programs tonight, and we have ourselves a light and big show. Mr. Thetazord here is needing a little bit of your financial assistance. So I have created a mega chat goal that will allow me to give you some of my titular dad humor, as well as a reading of an Edgar Allan Poe short story or poem, perhaps both. If you are able to assist, please check out his PayPal or his GoFundMe. Mr. Thetazord needs $70. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, the mega chat link is up there. We also have a goal. I did this just for you, Stig Valdison. I have a video of a simulation of Lord Zed pressing the big red button, and we're gonna check that out if we meet the goal too. So we actually have Alastor's readings, and we also have that video that are going to be a goal if we meet that. Casey actually already sent in $9. So
Fantastic.
Yeah, so just $59 more, and that would be amazing. If y'all could do that through Mega Chats, it would help out a lot. If y'all don't feel comfortable doing that, I'll still accept super chats, of course. I mean, that's gonna come, that's gonna be nice in March. So either one, that's gonna work out. I'll count either one. Yeah, that's right. Yay, our Eldritch God. But first, before we get into it, I want to go through the entire chat and welcome everybody first. Let me put on my music, and I think this is the right one.
That sounds particularly 80s.
It's very 80s, yes. I made it that way.
Vaporwave.
It is. It's 80s synthwave for sure. We got Suzanne. We got Gunner. We got, first of all, we got Canadian Spider-Man dropping by and saying hi. We got Casey's Creepy Creations. Thank you so much. You're the best too, man. I love you so much, Suzanne. Gunner, of course, you legend. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you get that sled fixed that you're working on. Alastor's Queen Emma, hail to you. Let's see, Alastor. Casey's Creepy Creations, I already said you. You're amazing. I'll say you a second and third time if I have to. Gunner as well. Thank you so much for all the support. And then we got Chris, Skull of Calderon's minion. I hope that you are doing better. I've been praying for you, been making sure to make pray to God that you heal up correctly and you're not in any pain anymore. I love you so much. FKHC 2005, hail to you, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by. It means a lot. DJ Play Nice, love you. Love the support. Thank you so much for always being here and supporting the channel and being an amazing wrench that you are. Thank you. And we got one more I thought I saw come in. Klein C, that's right. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for being a supporter of Stark and a friend of his since childhood. You're amazing. You're lucky to have known him as long as you have. I've only known him for less than a year. I'm just blessed that I've known him for that long. So I can only imagine what it feels like to be a friend of his for that long. Let's see, DJ Play Nice. All the ducks are in a row. That's right. And Sig Valdeson. That is right. Yeah, I just listened to his devotional right before coming on here too, and it was an amazing one. It's one that I really needed to hear. And yeah, I'm so blessed. I think we're all blessed that he keeps that devotional going every day for all of us to hear. Yay, our Eldridge God will free us from our bonds. Yep, if we meet the goal, the mega chat is in. What's a mega chat? A mega chat is when you go to the top and it'll say, please leave your mega chats. It's like in a little white bubble and it'll have a link to my PayPal. And so that means I don't have to wait for YouTube to dish it out in March. I'll have access to it right now. So instead of doing a super chat, you can donate to the PayPal, and we consider that a mega chat. So that's what that is. Stark of Iron, thank you so much for being here and allowing Alastor to come by every Sunday and be the radio demon that he is and engaging. We have a lot of people here tonight. I'm so blessed. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I love y'all, and we're going to start the show. As I turn the music on.
Panic in the control room, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't this lovely?
There we go. All right. Thank you all so much for stopping by. This has been a huge blessing seeing so many people in here tonight. Oh, is that my phone? Of course it's my phone. Yeah.
Tell them that you don't want any.
It was just my phone playing the stream. I don't know why it does. I think my phone's haunted too. Because it just, I turned the app
when
off.
I'm here, things happen. You know this.
I guess so, yeah. That's just, it was just something you're messing with me, I guess. So tonight we have a few different programs. And think they're going to be pretty good from what I've read on them. We're going to start with The Name of the Beast. And
he owes me $5.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out what name we're going with, because I don't know what the name is. We're gonna have to figure that out on our own. But yeah, so let's get into this haunted mansion and start hearing the story. And before I forget to, we really need to give this to Casey because he deserves it. Thank you so much, Casey, for your donation. Thank you.
The Eagles have landed, ladies and gentlemen. The game has ended with a score of 22-40.
Yeah. Yeah, there was no way they were going to come back.
I'm afraid that now the pity sets will commence, but only after Taylor Swift has wrote herself another gold standard song about how she is going to break up with her lover boy quarterback Kelsey.
Yeah.
Oh, the tears will flow and the tea has been spilled, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, it's a beautiful day. Yeah. I'm just glad the Chiefs didn't win because they were in my division. When I did follow football, I was a Raiders fan, so they were in my division, and there was always Broncos and Chiefs and Raiders, and there was one other team I can't forget. It's been a while, but that was back in like 2021 or no 2001 or 2002 when Rich Gannon was the quarterback. And I only got into it because Gannon sounded like, well, it was Gannon from Legend of Zelda. So I was like, oh, it's Ganon from Legend of Zelda. He's gonna be he's gonna win the Super Bowl, even though he lost to I think it was who was it? It was Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at that time. But yeah, anyway. So anyway, the Falcons, yeah, I'm glad that they kicked their ass. So Taylor Swift can now go and cry and write another song. Oh, and DJ Play Nice, we got another one. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here we go. Thank you so much, DJ Play Nice. That means the world. I really appreciate any supports and all the support out there. I appreciate all y'all being here tonight. And if we want to go ahead and get started, I believe, or wait, before we get started, I do have an announcement and I need to get through the reading. But if you wouldn't mind subscribing to Tony's and mine and Sean and anybody that you enjoy watching their content, go and find them on Rumble as well, and that's our backup place. If YouTube ever messes with us like they did with Snowdub and like they do with a lot of channels, please go over there and follow us over there, because that'll be our backup. If we're not able to stream over here, then we're going to be over there. And I'm over there right now as well. I'm streaming on both ends. So if you want to go over there and just subscribe, just so that you know whenever I'm streaming, if I'm not streaming over here, then I'll be over there as well. And same with Tony. And please go over and follow Casey's Creepy Creations. He is doing amazing work. He deserves your support. He's putting in a lot of effort writing his own stories. He makes great content over there. And honestly, I put this in the chat already earlier, but if I exceed the amount that I need for my bills next week, I'm going to use the remainder of the money, if there is a remainder, to hurry up and ship my extra microphone and audio mixer to Casey, so he has a good, decent quality microphone and audio mixer, and he can play sounds like this.
And we definitely need to go ahead and get Mr. Stock's green screen to him too.
Exactly. So if y'all want to help me ship these things over to Stark and to Casey, please donate so I can get that off to them after I get my bills paid. But other than that, let's go ahead and start the introduction to the show.
Good evening, thrill seekers, sprite fans, and seekers of the strange. Welcome to Sunday Suspense Radio Stories, where the crackle of the vintage airwaves meets the chaos of modern riffing. Tonight, we will open a portal to the golden age of radio, a time when imagination was the special effects, and the only thing scarier than the dark was the silence. Prepare to be transported to a world of shadowy figures, sinister whispers, and bone-chilling tales of terror. But don't let the goosebumps fool you. Here in Thetazord Studios, we're not just here to tremble in fear. Oh no, my friends, we're here to laugh, riff, and make these eerie broadcasts our own. Mystery Science Theater 3000 style, baby! So grab your popcorn, turn down the lights, but not too low. And settle in for a night of spooks, sarcasm, and surprises. We will get spooked as intended, or will we turn these chilling tales into comedy gold? There's only one way to find out. This is Theta, Ranger, Theater, Sunday Suspense Radio Stories. Let the airwaves podcast.
Thank you, good
Great
sir.
introduction as always, my good fellow.
I want to welcome Lemon Pie, the fruitcake, the only other fruitcake here. Thank you so much. And DVB, great to see you both. Thank you both for stopping by. We're just about to get started. Let's get another is Theta impersonating Doomcock? No, actually, Pinhead thought I was impersonating him, but that was actually just my brother Carl. My brother Carl does these introductions. He went to terror school with Pinhead, and they apparently know each other from way back when. And yeah, I get him to do that because he has that imposing voice, and I have this kind of nasally, annoying voice that isn't.
Well, you don't need an imposing deep voice to be terrifying, but
True.
it does help.
It does help. Yeah.
It helps whenever you're able to bring somebody to their knees. Something in my throat. Oh dear.
Yeah, so that was just Carl. That wasn't So anyway, that wasn't Doomcock or anybody impersonating him. That was just Carl. That was just my dumb brother Carl from terror school. He never did anything other than that in his life, but he's having fun. Anyway, thanks for coming back, Alastor's Queen Emma. We were just getting some introductions out of the way and welcoming all the chat. And let's go ahead and get this haunted house show going again. Let's walk right back in because we should have done last before.
Cozy up to your radios, ladies and gentlemen, and get warm.
Yes. All right, so tonight we are starting with the name of the beast. Let's go.
Not to be confused with the number.
No, this is the name. We're actually getting the name this time. Everything sound good?
I don't hear much of anything.
Oh, you don't?
No, sir.
Okay. Nothing yet?
Negatory. I believe that you need to adjust your signal, my good fellow.
All right, let's be adjusting. All right, let's do this. And I just rebooted everything too before I started this to make sure everything was working correctly. But it happens. Let's get check this out. How about
directed
that?
for Roma Wine.
Fantastic.
William Spears.
All right.
Well, starting with little Vincent Price. Classy.
Yes.
Is presented for your enjoyment.
And
by
yes,
Roma
Carl is an
Wines.
entity.
That's
He's my brother, but he's
R-O-M-A.
also an entity.
Roma Wines. Those excellent California wines that can add so much pleasantness to the way you live, to your happiness and entertaining guests.
Well, wine is good for whenever you want to be casual, but
Would be
I like to drink Mr. Stark's bourbon.
Oh, and
Get a
while
rep-
we're at it, I wanted to go ahead and share my goals tonight. I figured I'd take a number from Tony, and I'd like to get 10 new subscribers, 10 new members, and 10 mega chats of $5 or higher, preferably trying to get close to $60 or $59 so I can pay my bills. And anything over that, like I said, will go to shipping off the stuff to Tony and to Casey. And other than that, let's see. It slipped my mind. It'll come back to me. Anyway, let's go ahead and go. Oh no, that's okay. It came back to me. It came back to me. Here we go. This is what came back to me. I wanted to go ahead and start the stream off good tonight, and maybe this will help get the party started. So hopefully some of y'all get those. We got Kazuma Dragon, Seabrew 1138, Nemesis of Eden, Captain Ledoux, and M169
Lovely. Captain
gifted
Ladou's a good
membership.
get.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully y'all enjoy that. And now we can
If you
actually
ever
get
have a
started.
stubborn pickle jaw and you don't know where you put your lug wrench, Captain Ladou will be able to open it to you.
I know.
For the low fee of $25.
I'm pretty intimidated by her. So yeah.
Remarkable tale of suspense. News and views in the world of art. Yesterday at the Deauville Galleries, a record-breaking crowd attended one of the most sensational exhibitions of recent years. Masterpiece of the show is a portrait by James Dorrance titled The Name of the Beast. It's a savagely candid work, a face from which violence has shattered the last vestige of humanity. The tragic circumstances of the artist's death are too well known to review here. But at the same time, one cannot help speculating upon the essential mystery surrounding this remarkable canvas. What is the name of the beast?
The name of the beast was Krebs, Elmer Krebs.
Elmer Krebs. Okay, sorry I gotta stop real quick. Maybe I should be more maybe I should just do this in between programs. But I did just get Sig Valdison sent in $5 to my mega chat. Thank you so much. So that's going to go to our goal at the end of the night. We're going to be getting a video of the big red button being pushed, and also Alastor is going to be doing his rendition of some Poe or some dad jokes, or maybe both.
I was thinking of doing both.
Yeah, or both.
Especially
Exactly.
if you exceed the goal tonight,
Yeah.
I will provide a fully loaded Alastor segment of approximately 30 minutes of bonus entertainment.
Do you hear that? That's some quality entertainment, you guys. So I mean, he's willing to do that. So I mean, if it were me, I'd jump on it. But you know, that's just me. I don't know. I'd jump on it if I were y'all. This is a once in a lifetime option. But any help would be appreciated for real, though. I love all y'all. And now we'll go ahead and get this party started. And I'll back it up just a little bit because I forgot the name already.
Krebs. The name of the beast was Krebs, Elmer Krebs. I found him in an evil waterfront dive, took him to my studio, and made the first sketch for the portrait that night. I gave him money, and he promised to return the next day. When he didn't show up, I went in search of him. He wasn't hard to trace. My search came to an end in a squalid room of a waterfront hotel.
Come in.
He didn't look up when I entered the room, but continued to sit there on the sagging, dingy bedstead, holding his head in his hands and gently moaning. I crossed the room and raised the blind to let in the daylight. Then I saw it. Blood. On his hands, on his shirt front, in his hair and beard. A horrible, sticky mass of blood. You didn't show up for our appointment today. I'm the painter you met last night, remember? You were going to sit for a portrait.
What do you want? You want your money back?
Certainly not. I want to finish my painting. I want you to come back to the studio.
You must be crazy.
Look here, it's very important for me to finish that painting. I'll make it worth your while.
Money? I don't need money. Not anymore.
Maybe I can help you in some other way. You're in some kind of trouble, that's obvious.
What business is that of yours?
You'd better wake up and pull yourself together. We'll have to get rid of those clothes some way or other. And well, I'll think of some way. What happened?
I told you it's none of your business. Why don't you leave me alone? I'm sick. All that blood.
The first thing we must do is clean up this mess here. And get those clothes off. And the shoes, too. I'll make a parcel out of them and dump them in the river after dark. You'd better shave off that beard, too. They'll be looking for
What
you
a
in this beard.
professional.
Who will?
Why, the police.
Yeah, I think he's done this before.
Police are so sure.
Well, from somebody who used to do this in life, getting it cleaned up is the hardest part.
But you're in no position to take chances. For all you know, I might be a witness. I might have seen you kill.
Shut up!
Temper, temper.
I told you I'm sick. I'm liable to do anything.
It wouldn't be smart for you to do anything to me, Elmer. I'm your only hope. You know that, don't you? You lost your head. You were clumsy. To get away with murder, you need a clear head. Look at the mistakes you've made already. Blood all over you. As good as a rope around your neck. Where did you hide the loot?
So that's what you're after.
Then it was robbery. Somewhere close by, too. Couldn't have gone far with all that blood on you without attracting attention.
Well?
It was in a shop, I imagine. That means they probably won't find the body till Monday morning.
What's all this third degree? You with the police?
On the contrary, Elmer, I'm going to save you from the police.
Huh?
I told you. I want to finish painting that portrait of you.
It don't make sense. All this just to paint some crazy picture.
Ah, but what a picture, Elmer. I've waited 20 years to paint this picture. Everything I've ever painted has been merely the preparation for this. I've worked alone, never exhibited a single canvas. Do you know what it is to work alone?
Yeah, I know.
Nobody knows your name, but one day, quite suddenly, a masterpiece explodes in the face of a jaded world. Like your murder, Elmer. After a life of petty crime, at last an act of yours really means something. Newspapers will headline it. The whole world will be clamoring to know your name. Exciting, isn't it?
Exciting?
Well, that's the way I feel about this portrait. I must finish the job. Just
How
as
do
you
I
had to
know
finish-
you won't take those clothes to the cops instead of dumping them?
I'm taking a terrible chance walking out of here with a bundle of blood-stained clothes as it is. They'd fit me about as well as they fit you.
Okay, that's fair enough.
By the way, where did it happen?
The Hawk Shop. Number 23, next to the alley.
Was it
The
necessary
old
to...
man came in and started firing a revolver right off. I don't pack no rod. Wasn't nothing else to do. I grabbed the fire axe off the wall.
Oh, my. And I suppose the police have your fingerprints on file?
Of course.
Yeah, I done time once.
What did you do with the axe?
Just dropped it there. I was sick, all that blood.
I
left
suppose
a
you
note
left
saying
nice
I did
red
it, too.
fingerprints all over the place.
I didn't touch nothing. Maybe the windowsill going out.
That's the first place they'll look. And you're obviously in no condition to go back
What
there
are you
now.
trying to do? Buy yourself a nice murder rap?
My dear fellow, any intelligent man can get away with murder if he keeps his wits about him. You ought to be very grateful to
I
me,
did it
Ellen.
for 15
I'm going to take
years.
your clumsy crime and make it into
Did you ever get caught?
work of art.
No, I got the other thing. But let me hear.
For Suspense, Roma Wines are bringing you as
Though I do have to credit the hunter who put me in the ground. It was a good shot.
Tonight in radio's
Yeah.
outstanding theater of thrills, Suspense.
Don't you just love suspense?
Between the acts of Suspense, this is Truman Bradley for Roma Wines. Yesterday, a happily married friend told me one of his favorite formulas for enjoying life. He said he never eats dinner while still burdened with the pressures of a busy day. Instead, he sits down for a few minutes, takes it easy, chats with his wife, and enjoys with her a
His
glass
wife?
or two of Roma,
Did he
California
just say that
sherry.
like Borat?
The
His
perfect
wife?
first call to dinner.
What is with
Yes,
people and
Roma
sherry?
before
I
dinner.
like that particular flavor, but it's not the best. I prefer good old vintage gold.
Aroma Sherry is a glorious golden amber wine, soft and mellow on the tongue, so inviting with its pleasing nut-like taste.
Rather have a vintage Merlot from 1847.
Helps you anticipate the good
Sounds
food
like they
to
like
come.
nuts.
And when friends
It's in
drop
your
in,
mouth.
there's no more gracious greeting than a glass of Roma Sherry. Tomorrow night, before dinner, share Roma Sherry with your family. It costs no more to serve Roma, America's favorite wine. So insist on Roma, R-O-M-A,
If it were.
Roma Wines.
Well,
Remember, more Americans enjoy Roma than any other wine.
And now Roma Wines bring back to our Hollywood soundstage Vincent Price as James Dorrance, with Elliot Lewis as Krebs in The Name of the Beast, a tale well calculated to keep you in suspense.
The shoes of the beast were just my size. I wore them when I went on my errand that night. It was fortunate I did. Getting into the place was simple.
Very
An
nice.
old-fashioned lock and the skeleton key to my studio fitted it perfectly. The shop bell jangled when I opened the door. I made my way quickly along the dark rows of counters to the rear of the shop. A pair of dusty portieres provided it from the back room. I pulled them to behind me and snapped on my flashlight.
Oh, is that what you call it?
What
Your
was left
flashlight that
lay
you
in a
strapped
heap
on?
in the center of the room. The floor, well, it was lucky I hadn't worn my own shoes. There would be tracks out of that place, red tracks. The axe lay near the old man's head. I picked up the axe and carried it over to the sink. I washed off what I could and smeared out the prints with cotton gloves on my hands. Then I made a quick circuit of the room.
Definitely a professional.
With the wet gloves, I smeared the prints on the
What
safe
quality
handle,
beast doesn't have the number
windowsill,
666?
the Jimmy, the murderer, had so...
I don't know, ask Bruce Dickinson.
And I dropped the cotton gloves on the floor and left them there. No way to trace a
What a
pair of
reference,
cheap
Bruce
cotton
Dickinson.
gloves. Now there was only one last thing to do.
Well, Iron Maiden, that's one of the best songs.
To dry the soles of those shoes and burn them in the stove when I got back to my studio. The handiwork of the beast would remain, but the name of the beast had been expunged.
Don't get me started on
Didn't
phones
burn the
auto
shoes.
typing, making me
Nor
sound
did
like
I
an
throw
idiot.
that bundle
So
of
I
clothing
don't.
into the
I
river as I
understand.
had first
FK,
planned to do that night. No. This would be an authentic portrait of a murderer in the very blood-stained garments of his crime.
I don't know. Maybe I should put that up.
1-800.
1-800. What? Oh.
That will be all for today, Elmer.
How much longer does this go on?
Until the painting is finished, you can't...
Uh-oh, looks like he got ducked. Oh, is that what happened? He got ducked. I wish I had my quack foo ready to go. Man, this has never happened before. Let's see if he needs me to I'm sure he can come right back in. Anyway, let's go ahead and
set a time limit on the
keep it going, I
completion of
guess.
a masterpiece, you know.
I drink
Don't
alone.
look much like me.
With
Forgotten.
nobody else.
That foul, ridiculous Streamyard. One day I'll have my
Yeah, I don't have quack foo. Oh man, I wish I had quack foo finished. It's almost finished, but yeah. Anyway, next time if that happens, I'll have quack foo ready to go. Yeah. Anyway, duck of death, but for me on this channel, it's quack foo. They know quack foo and they gotcha this time.
Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong fooey, yeah. Ping fang foom.
Have to paint in all that blood.
My dear fellow, no one in the world would ever recognize you as the man with the beard in this
I don't
painting.
like this picture.
Hey, what's up, Jason Love?
I don't like staying here. Look, what about
Welcome.
that
Thank
stuff?
you
When
so
can I start
much.
cashing in on it?
I should have thought I was paying you
And
enough
Canadian
to live on.
Spider-Man, thank you for coming
Or
back.
they want to get married.
Well, what? Oh, good Lord, man. You mustn't even consider it. In the first place, I
I'd
can't
rather
afford
have
to
the story
support
be
another
about
person.
Brad.
In
Who's
the
asking
second
you
place,
to support anybody? I got that stuff, haven't I? Well, I'm going to cash it in, that's all.
Listen to me, Elmer. If you try to unload as much as one piece of that loot, the police will be on your tail so fast. Oh, no, my friend. That stuff has got to stay where it is for some time to come.
Man,
You
I can
say
turn
that, so I'll
so
have
many
to
of these
depend on
lines
you,
into
so you can
sexual
paint that
innuendos
lousy
so
picture.
easily.
Maybe. Oh,
It's almost
wait a
as if they are anticipating it.
minute. But you never told me exactly what you did do with the loot.
The suitcase, I told you.
Yes, I know, in a locker at Grand Central, but where's the ticket?
Who won?
That's
Oh,
one
never
secret I'm
mind. But
keeping.
man, that
Well,
Brad
all
Pitt
right.
commercial makes me want to move
But you will
to USA.
promise me not to unload
Eagles
those
won.
jewels. Not for a while.
He keeps
yet.
asking me, when are we going to get
The
married?
Eagles have landed, my good fellow, and Taylor Swift is already making funny emotes that are being memed to death on X.
Hey. Wait a minute, though. You don't know anything about me. Not anything. If I ever catch you talking
Hail,
to her,
Emma.
so help me, I'll kill you.
You say you're a friend of Elmer's?
Well, not a friend exactly.
More like glue.
I'm afraid this will be rather a shock to you. You're very close to Mr. Krebs.
Well, we're engaged to be married. What is it? Is he in some kind of trouble? Are you a detective?
Well, not exactly. You see, I represent the insurance company.
What insurance company?
State indemnity. Our policyholder doesn't want to prosecute, but at the same time...
Prosecute?
Well, after all, the jewels were of considerable value.
What jewels?
Why, the jewels in the suitcase, in the locker at Grand Central. He did leave the ticket with you, didn't he?
Oh, well, yes, but I mean, he didn't tell me that... Well, he did say it was valuable and he didn't want to risk losing the ticket, but... How did you know about it?
My dear Miss Baker, we insurance investigators have ways of finding out these things. Now then, if you're a sensible young woman, and I can see that you're not only a sensible young woman, but a very beautiful one as well.
Mr. Dorrance, what has he done?
On her.
Well, I don't think he regarded it as a theft exactly, more of a loan in all probability. After all, his aunt was a very old lady, and...
You mean he stole this jewelry from his aunt?
Well, I wanted to spare you those exact words if I could. Actually, the lady would prefer not to prosecute. But of course, if we can secure the return of the property in no other way,
I suppose I'd be arrested, too, as an accessory or something.
Of course.
I must say it was rather thoughtless of him to have involved you in this manner.
How do I know you're what you say you are?
I have credentials,
Maybe.
of course. But I would rather take care of this unofficially, especially since this little talk with you. You're much too fine a person to be involved in a sordid affair like this.
I don't even know that suitcase has any jewels in it.
Then supposing we go there together and get it, Jeannie.
The suitcase has the T-bill that is related to the purchase and the storage of the jewels, currently in a safe deposit box located in Switzerland.
I thought for sure you were going to say a hole in the bottom of the sea.
Now, let's have a look.
How are we going to...
Well, I think I have a key here that'll open it. There.
What? Those must be worth a fortune.
Yes, they are, Miss
Yes,
Baker.
that's the whole fucking
You
point.
understand our concern?
Yes. Close it up. I don't want to look at it anymore.
I'd like to have spared you this. You understand, of course, that I wouldn't dream of prosecuting. Not now that I've met you.
Such a beautiful
I don't know how to
woman
thank
such
you,
as
Mr.
yourself.
Dorrance. This is such a shock to me.
Hey, what's up,
How
John?
could he?
Cheers to you. Thank you for stopping by, good sir.
Hail to the great Sean Johnston. With a name like Johnston, he must be in the sausage business.
How did you happen to become involved with him in the first place?
He does blow, for sure. He blows
I
glass
was
stuff.
lonely. I have no friends here, and he came into the cafe where I wait tables.
Oh, there now.
You won't let anything happen to me.
I promise you, I'll do anything to keep you from knowing another moment's unhappiness.
Hail to you, my good fellow, and hail to Suzanne. It's a pleasure to see you, my dear.
Yeah. She said
That
she's
night
doing a
her
lot
work
better.
fever,
She's
she
feeling
like a
good.
man-
She's all-
Good, we've been praying for you. What he has.
Yeah, God
Came
bless
over
you,
the man in the
Suzanne. I'm so
porch.
glad that you're feeling
There was
better.
something about
Thank
it,
you so
something
much,
that
John, for stopping
terrified
by.
and at
I love
the
you
same
so much,
time
brother.
Fascinated me. Yet the more I tried to make it come right, the less it really looked like Krebs.
Thank you, Canadian
And regret
Spider-Man. I
that
appreciate the
hadn't shaved
support.
his beard.
We're trying
the
to
risk
raise some
involved.
money for bills
Being
and to
clean-shaven
send out
altered a man's appearance
a
more than I thought.
microphone to Casey
wasn't the
and
real
green
thing.
screen to Tony.
The real trouble was Jeannie Baker. How could she ever have loved a beast like Krebs? A girl so gentle, so lovely. I tried not to think of her, but the image of Jeannie stood between me and the canvas, and the painting just would not come right. And as Krebs sat there sullenly posing for me, his eyes began to grow
Keep the
more and
family
more cunning
jewels
and
for
suspicious,
myself.
as though he could actually read
I
my
think that
thoughts.
he has his
He
family
would jump
jewels
up
ready for
every
her at
time I
any
laid down
time.
my brush and circled the portrait like an infuriated animal, until finally, around 4 a.m, he dropped off to snoring. I let him stay there. In the dawn light, I looked at the picture for the last time and draped the easel to shut it out of my sight. My masterpiece,
Hello, Penny.
for which I had become accessory after the fact of one murder and sowed the seeds of a second, was, I knew it now deep in my heart.
That's right. Push up your
I was
sleeves.
obsessed now with
Everybody's
only
got my
one
back
resolve,
here.
to prevent the second murder, which by some instinct I knew was in Krebs' mind. At whatever cost to myself,
Giddy, ooh-wee.
no harm must come to Jeannie.
Again, that's all the same.
It's unfortunate, but YouTube stabilizing is about as good as the relationship between Kelsey and Taylor Swift. It's on the rocks as of the last few hours.
Oh,
That
that's
of
gonna
all the
keep
pipe
going.
dreams
That's
that
just
been
a
brought
joke
to me,
that's just gonna
yours is
keep
the
building
most
up steam like a
You've got to
snowball
believe me, that
rolling down a
girl's
hill.
life is in danger.
We just got a release from our new musical hit, Drama and Love on the 44-yard line by none other than Taylor Swift.
Afterwards, you went with him to your studio and made a sketch of him for a portrait. All right, so far so good. He promised to return the following day and sit again for the painting. He failed to show up, so you sought him
Hey,
out at his
Outlaw
hotel.
Bill, thank you for stopping by. I
Now,
haven't
the
seen
story
you
really
around
becomes
here
incredible.
in a long time.
He tells
Thank
you
for
he's
stopping by
committed
and
a
supporting the
ghastly
channel.
murder. He's covered in blood. You offer to help him get away with the murder in order to finish the portrait. Oh, now really, Mr. Dorr.
God bless you.
You painters
For
need
everybody that's
publicity,
coming in
advance
right
all
now,
that.
we do have a goal set. I need to pay my bills. I need $59 more. And any extra is going to be going towards shipping off a microphone and audio mixer to Casey's Creepy Creations to help his audio sound even better. Because right now his microphone is crackly and it's hard to hear him sometimes. And then I'm going to be shipping off a green screen to Tony. So anything extra that we get that'll take care of over my bills, that's going to go to shipping those items to these family members. And if you haven't subscribed to Casey's Creepy Creations, please go over there and give him some love. He deserves it. Let's get him to monetization, and let's at least get him to 100 first. And then we'll just, we'll kick some ass and take names and get him as high as we can, as quick as we can. But that's the goal for tonight. And I'll put that back up if I can get my mouse to work. There we go. So yeah, that's the goal for tonight. That's what we have so far. Yeah, if you want to become a member too, that'll also help. Go ahead and I've sent out some members of my own tonight, and hopefully if you want to become a member, please think about it, and you get a lot of extra stuff. I'm going to be putting some new revised merch and stuff in my shop, and some new things that you get as members. So anyway, that's just a little top up for anybody that's just now getting here.
I tell you, I have all the evidence.
Where?
At my studio.
Where's this man Krebs? Except for the portrait you say you painted of him, I can't find a shred of evidence that he exists. Now, just a minute. Yes, Sergeant.
They've picked up the girl.
Good. Send her in.
Oh, she'll tell you. She'll tell you who Krebs is.
Yeah, exactly.
Come in, Miss Baker. We won't detain you long. Miss Baker, do you know this man? I say, do you know
It's the
this
Muffin
man?
Man.
It's all right, my dear. Speak up.
Yes. His name is Elmer Krebs.
A few minutes
Oh,
later,
hell
they
yeah.
let me go, dismissing me as a harmless crackpot. Jeannie walked out of the station with me, clinging to my arm with solicitude, as one might act towards a beloved and mentally ill relative.
A beloved and mentally ill relative. Okay, before I forget, let's go ahead. Klein C, thank you so much for the donation. Thank
And
you.
Robert Vollison is making a valid point here. I want to reiterate and double down and say, but a stadium full of a capacity crowd of about 50,000 people booing Taylor Swift all at once? Priceless.
Priceless. I knew. Yeah, there we go. For sure. Yeah, thank you so much, Klein C. That gets us $10 closer to the goal. And we're also going to be releasing a video of the button being pushed, a simulation of Lord Zed destroying the entire Earth. And also, Alastor is going to be doing a reading of some Poe and dad jokes. So if you want to see that, those two goals come to fruition, go ahead and send your donations in, your mega chats, your super chats, become a member. They're all going to count. So whatever you wanted to do to help the channel grow and to help me pay some bills and get these things shipped out to Tony and to Casey, please do so. It would help me out a lot, and it would help them out a lot as well. and you'll also be getting some good content in return. So please think about that. We still have 2 more programs after this to go anyway, but go ahead and consider it. And if you can, please donate. If you can't, I'm not trying to push you. Like, it's just something that is on the table. I definitely could use your help, but don't put yourself in a bind for my sake. So I love you all, and we're going to continue now.
Why did you do it?
Elmer came to my apartment last night. He told me the whole story.
But then why?
He was boasting about how he's pinned the crime on you. Don't you see? Everything you've done to save him has incriminated you. The bloodstained clothes, even the loot.
Oh, I'm tired. I don't know.
Oh, listen to me. He'll always be a threat to us, to our happiness. He's safe. The police don't even know he exists. They don't even know what he looks like.
There's still the portrait. It's not a masterpiece, but they can identify him from it.
I see. Darling, you didn't mind my rechristening you?
You once loved a man named Krebs.
And I still love a man named Krebs.
Then it's all right. For that, I'd do anything.
Put this in your overcoat pocket. It'll keep you safe, darling.
What? Oh, no,
It'll keep you safe, darling.
He was there in my studio when I got in that evening, waiting for me. I had more or less expected it. I hadn't expected to find him in such a cheerful frame of mind. He had pulled the drape off of the painting and was walking round it, viewing it from every angle.
Hi, Dorrance.
How did you get in here?
Through the door. No more window jobs for me, Dorrance. A picture.
I walk through doors now.
Huh?
What? The picture? Oh, it's no good. By the way, it's finished now. You won't need to come here anymore.
You don't say.
I'll get you the suitcase. I suppose it'll be safe for you to cash that stuff.
I
in
already
by this
found
time.
the suitcase, Dorrance.
Oh? Well, take it along with you then.
It's over there on the
Wolfman Diamond can't be far behind, but you'll have to go to Manhattan for that one, boyo.
What'd you do with the rocks, Doran?
Rocks?
You took the rocks, the jewelry. There's nothing left there but the settings, a pile of junk.
Listen, Krebs, I swear I never opened that suitcase but once, just after we took it out of the locker.
And it was only to have sex
She's
with
in it
your
with you.
wife on top of
Listen,
them.
Krebs, you can think whatever you want to about me, but keep Jeannie out of it.
I keep Jeannie out of it.
I dream of Jeannie getting murdered soon.
Krebs, where are you going?
To her place. If she has those rocks, I'm gonna get
Krebs,
them.
come back here.
Got a job to do.
Krebs, if you go out of that door, I warn you. All right.
That's got a Hoyt.
I dragged his body inside the door and left it there. Then I dropped the revolver Jeannie had given me back in my overcoat pocket and left my studio. For the last time, as I closed the door on the room, it seemed that the face in the portrait was grinning at me in hideous mockery. I meant to go straight to the police and give myself up.
As
Must
Tony
have
would
known
say,
in my heart that I would.
call, bang,
But I
bang, look,
walked,
I'm dead.
and my feet took me almost against
Ah,
the
The Crow was such a good film.
on
Yeah.
Grove Street,
Hell yeah.
the house where Jeannie lived. I had roused her from sleep, and she seemed rather cross.
What's the big idea, barging in here this time of night?
I had to see you, Jeannie.
Well,
That was
All
an
you had to do
unlucky
was
name
rub
you
my
gave me,
lamp.
Jeannie.
what's happened?
I shot him. You gave me a murderer's name, and now I am a murderer.
So you really did it. I wondered if you'd have the guts.
Jeannie!
You
Oh,
little
gee.
What do you want me to do? Put on black and cry myself to death?
You loved him once.
Who said so?
You were going to marry him.
Maybe. I thought he was smart once. I said I'd marry him if he pulled a really big job. I might have kept my word, but he bungled it. What's worse, he involved me. When I found out he'd planted that stuff on me.
You knew all the
Oh,
time.
so what? So what? You'll get your cut.
Oh, Krebs was right. You did take those stones, and I killed a man for you, to save you.
What did you do with the gun?
It's in my overcoat pocket. I was going to the police.
No, you sap.
I left it
Why
up
didn't you leave the
that.
gun there?
Oh, I don't know
Make it
why
look
I
like
did that.
suicide.
Was, in a way, wasn't it, Jeannie? I'm Krebs now. Dorrance is dead. You planned it very nicely.
Oh, stop. Stop trying to be deep.
Check, Ruby.
Doesn't matter what your name is. Either way, you've messed it up. Anybody have a key to your place?
No.
And we still have time.
Time for what?
The body. Any intelligent person can get away with murder if he keeps his wits about him. You told Elmer that.
Yes, I told
We
Elmer
have
that.
5 pigs and some
You're scared
acid.
to go back
We're
there,
gonna
aren't you?
feed it to the pigs
You want
and
me to do
dissolve
it
the
for
bones
you?
in the
No.
acid like
I'll
we
do it.
planned.
I must do it.
Here, Mustn't forget your overcoat.
No, I mustn't forget my
And marriage is the punishment for
It'll keep me-
shoplifting in some countries. TVP.
safe.
That gets a star.
Goodbye, Jeannie.
Two stiffs. What a shambles.
Looks as if he shot this guy and then bumped himself off. Who are they?
I don't know the other one. This is the guy that came into headquarters Saturday. You know, the artist.
Huh? Well, that must have been
You know,
something to his
Prince.
story after
The artist
all.
formerly known
Here's a
as
note he
Prince.
left.
You see. Dear Inspector, the portrait I told you about is standing on the easel facing the window so you can see it in the light. James Dorrance.
I guess this must be it here.
He said it identified the murderer. Is it a good likeness?
Gee, I don't know. You look at it.
I hear you. I hear you,
Why?
Stark.
It's a woman.
Yeah, it's that dame we picked up. The little waitress. Hey, but look, it's got
Yeah,
men's
Sean, you
clothes on.
lucked out though.
Bloody.
You got a good one.
And the way he's made the face all...
Yeah, the punishment of marriage is, in these countries, is more or less a nagging wife.
Yeah.
A thing like that
I
makes you wonder,
happen
don't
to
it?
get
Yeah, a thing
get
like
the
that makes you wonder.
short end of the stick when I got engaged.
Mr. Stark has never been married and he never will be. He doesn't like signing away half of his things.
Painting as more than a mere portrait. It's the human soul stripped naked, and its dark and deep and secret places shown in all their morbid, brooding fascination. But still, one cannot help wondering, what is the name of the beast? Did the woman in the portrait exist, or was she only the creature of the artist's fevered imagination? Our only clue is in a quotation which the artist caused to be printed in the exhibition catalog.
And he causeth all to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save that he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of man.
Lovely.
I like that one. I don't think it was supernatural though. I think that the girl was actually his wife. She was just manipulating both of them. I think she was just an evil person.
She was definitely a bit of a harlot.
Yeah, exactly. She had
Manipulative cow.
Yeah, exactly. That's for sure. I think the next one is going to be a little more supernatural, if you will. But I do want to chime in and let everybody know Sean is one of my best friends from childhood, and he actually has an incredible wife that I never imagined Sean getting married, but I'm so happy for you, man. Like you got a good one and you're living a happy life with her. I'm so happy for you, man. And I hope we get to hang out soon. We can go to the Otaku Cafe right over here or whatever. We need to get in contact and do that. And also tell Daniel he has a membership for another couple weeks to the channel, so he can stop by and use some emotes and stuff like that. Mr. Sardonicus is probably going to be next Sunday, making sure to contact YouTube and see if there's any issues with me streaming it. I've like I said, I was on a stream last year where this person was streaming it and they didn't get it taken down or anything like that. So I don't see why I would have any issues, but I want to be safe rather than sorry, because when I just put up a picture of me from one of my films where I was basically disemboweled. They took my stream down for that and made me do a little quiz or test to let me know what I did wrong and to teach me, what I did wrong or something like that. So yeah, next week should be Mr. Sardonicus, and that'll be fun. That'll be real fun. And if that goes through, then we'll start playing. I have a number of movies that aren't in the copyrights. They aren't owned by any company. and can be played royalty free and stuff like that. So we should open the door for that. And that's why I titled this Theta Radio Horror Theater, because I think in the future it's going to be a little bit of both. There's going to be radio. We'll start with like some radio programs, and maybe we'll have like the main feature be a film. So we'll see in the future how that goes after we get word from YouTube. But that's how this is going to go. Yeah, I had to take a YouTube copyright quiz. I did it on stream too. So if you go back 2 weeks, I actually did what the fuck? What the fuck is I think we have an intruder. Oh, it's Pinhead. What's up?
Why, hello there.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Your voice modulator. You're looking at he's sounding a little peckish.
Yeah, you don't sound like Carl. Yeah, you got something stuck in your throat, or you get kicked in the nuts or something?
It's better.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, now the balls have dropped.
Yeah, the balls just dropped. There you go.
Well, I'll tell you, they sure got kicked today.
Oh no, what happened?
Well, so normally the guy that comes and talks to you, he said he had a second job, working at Pizza Hut, right?
Of course.
Well, it's actually me. I've been struggling, and I got to tell you, it was my first day. It wasn't fun.
Oh no.
I got some things I can show you. I took some pictures today.
Yeah, definitely. Do you want me to share your screen or?
Yeah, let me get them up here.
Yeah, of course.
I'm really embarrassed about that, but Alastor, the beetle guy, I have had an appointment with him for some therapy, but he won't get back to me.
Oh, Alastor.
I'll be sure to pass it along. I believe the therapy was supposed to be on the 20... Hold on, let me check our books here. I'm the producer of Stock of Iron, by the way, by contract and infernal law. It looks like the 29th of February, my good fellow. Wait a minute. That would be in about 3 years. Well, that's what he wrote you down for.
I swear.
Can we get him in any sooner?
I can see what I can do, but of course, Beetlejuice has got his own contracts. The Sly Dog.
I mean, I know we all live in eternity, but still.
Yeah, 3 years.
It's a long time ago.
Yeah, 3 years is still a long time. So.
I've got some pictures today I'm not really proud of, but you guys might like them.
Yeah. Well, that's
by all means, entertainment is
it's ready to go.
Okay, yeah, I see it. Oh.
So this is my Pinhead's visual diary for February 9th, and
oh, that's cute.
Well, thank you. Yeah. So God, okay, I'm just going to come out and say it. The people over at Pizza Hut decided that it's fun to kind of haze people on their first day. So I go in there and they tell me, hey, Pinhead, we all have to wear a hairnet or a hat or something like that, right? Because OSHA and all that kind of thing. Well, if you guys don't notice, Pinhead has no hair.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that kind of against your religion, too? I mean...
Well, I need the money.
Oh, so, well, it's just about the money. Okay.
so I mean, I've never worn this hairnet thing before, so they gave me a thing to put on, and well, there I am. And
I am so sorry. They even made you remove a lot of the pins from your face.
Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, you can imagine how hard it was to remove this damn thing.
Oh, you look so sad. I'm so
Look
sorry.
at him laughing at me.
Yeah, I know. That's so awful. I can't believe they treated you like that.
They're terrible. A hail to Captain Ledoux, who says, whoever gifted the memberships, I wish you a fantastic rest of your life.
Yeah, that was actually me. I gifted some memberships to some people, so you're very welcome, Captain Ledoux. This is Thetazord, the channel owner.
Please stick around for some radio drama and, of course, as we all try and console our good friend Pinhead here, who seems to be going through a rough patch.
Yeah, I'm so glad you got it. I'm so glad you got it, Captain Ledoux. It's a roll of the dice when you gift those to see if people that actually come to the channel and use the memberships stuff. So I'm so glad that it went to you and that you appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get back to Pinhead. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
You look awful, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, if Captain Ledoux wants to come over to the Pizza Hut over on West Adams on Tuesdays or Thursdays between 5 and 9, I can give my employee a discount.
Okay. And I'm sure she can kick these people's asses too. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll take care of them.
Okay.
But, so the second thing they had me do, like the little thing at the restaurants where you put the receipts on and they're on a little turnstile.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, my first job was
broke.
at okay, yeah.
And so they said, Pinhead, you need to be the receipt holder guy. And then
I'm sorry.
did you write anything?
I swear, if Sean wasn't working there right now, I would requisition a hellmouth to swallow that entire building.
And they're still laughing at you, no matter what.
Right. I mean, the manager left, so they're all like, ha, 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 ha. And the most humiliating thing was they kept having me turn around. The orders would go through, and they'd say, okay, turn to the right. That's the next ticket.
Oh, poor.
And then it finally got slow enough, and then the last thing they had me do is probably the most embarrassing. They said, Pinhead, go stand in the corner of the room and just face us. It's like, okay, And then they all grabbed a bunch of pepperonis that got in a line, and they started flinging these frickin' things at me. And the sad thing, some of them are really good shots. You can see.
Yeah, that could be like a headshot if you wanted to get some more work doing something else.
Yeah.
Doing like a.
I mean, they were taking
Did they at
bets.
least let you eat the pepperoni since they're wasting food costs?
Yeah, but I had to peel them off my own face.
Oh man, yeah, that is not fun.
I think we should grind them up ourselves.
I think so too.
I honestly feel like it would be wonderful to teach these fools a lesson. I believe a special order needs to be made.
Pinhead, this is Carl. Carl! Yeah, it's been a while, man. I just walked by and I saw that you had pepperonis on your face. That reminds me of back in Terror Camp when we used to do the Jamaican leather bobslide up the butthole. Yeah, those were good times. Good times. Oh, I think about that all the time, man. I can't believe that you came by, man. When my brother told me that you were stopping by and he said, and you were saying hi, I couldn't believe it. It's been so long. I just wanted to stop by and say hi. It's a pleasure to see you again, man. I'm glad that you're doing what you're doing, I suppose. Hopefully, we all do to get by. Yeah.
There are literally two of them, my stars. You can't find this entertainment anywhere else, folks, unless you want to count the amount of gears that Taylor Swift has already brought to the fore. Am I right or am I right?
Well, Carl, it was nice catching up with you, man, but I do gotta go because this pepperoni is starting to not smell so good. No, I got really bad diarrhea, so I'm gonna be in the bathroom for a couple hours, so I'll talk to you later, but take care, man. All the torture in the world.
Satan below me, give me strength.
Thank you, Alastor. Tell Beetle Guy I'll be in touch.
I will definitely give him a call.
Oh wow, that was cool. I can't believe that. We got to share that moment of meeting Carl and Pinhead together again. Hopefully his life improves and the people that he works with stop treating him like crap, because that's awful.
By the way, general consensus to the chat. If I were to dice and slice up all of the individuals of that particular Pizza Hut and made ourselves a wonderful grizzly-sized 32-inch pie, who would enjoy it with me? Show of hands.
No.
Because that is happening.
Yeah, I'll take that. How you doing, guys?
Hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing?
Oh, good. I just stepped in. I guess Pinhead was in here.
Yeah. Carl has been in the bathroom all day. I don't know what's going on with him, but
he went to Taco Bell again, didn't he?
He might have been going to Taco Bell the past week. That might have been but he heard your voice and he jumped up and he had toilet paper coming out of his pants, but he wanted to say hi anyway.
Carl's a great guy.
Carl is a great guy. Even though he used to rough me up as a little tyke, he got what came to him, and he's doing what he's doing though. But,
so sorry I'm late, guys.
Oh no, don't worry about it.
What are we watching tonight?
Well, so far, we just finished a program. And
cool.
Now
good timing.
You just walked in to start The Church of Hell, hosted by E.G. Marshall.
Is Alastor in that group or in that church?
No, certainly not. I believe religion's a bunch of butt kiss, given the irony that what I'm currently experiencing for the rest of my eternity. You would think I would have turned over a new leaf, but oh well, too late.
Or start your own down there. I mean, you're pretty influential.
But being an influencer is all about the rush of being an influencer, my dear fellow. Putting on a cloth. Being the relative nun, as it were, is probably not the ideal scenario.
I do want to remind everybody that we do have a goal set. We will be playing a video that I made about the end of the world, basically. Lord Zed conquers the world and destroys it. The button has legitimately or simulated being pressed. So we have a music video for that. And then Alastor has graced us with his presence, and he will be doing a reading of Poe plus some dad jokes. If we meet the goal, we just need
a 30-minute Alastor segment, much like the ones during the Stark after parties, will be yours for the low price.
Yeah, we just need, I think, about 45 more dollars, and anything over that is going to be going towards shipping Casey a microphone and audio mixer, so he has good quality microphone for his channel, and green screen for Tony to be able to work his magic that he does so well over there even better. So let's get some super chats in and meet that goal and exceed it, so I can ship that off and pay my bills as well, because that honestly comes first. But other than that, let's get going on this second program. Here we go. The Church of Hell. Good night, Sigvaldus, and thank you so much.
We hope to see you for tomorrow night's Stark party.
Yeah. Hi, Sig.
Thank you, Chris. I made it all myself, actually. Not this, but
the CBS
Man falling into a deep abyss
presents. Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Have you ever sublet your house or your apartment? More specifically, I should say, your home. If you have, I hope it's been a pleasant and satisfactory experience. Because you know as well as I do, all the horror tales you hear of people who are not so lucky. of damage, breakage, vandalism, and non-payment, or what is even worse, and to use the word advisedly,
Welcome, Retro Reels and Games. Thanks for
unspeakable,
stopping by.
which is what happened to David and Jane Francis. But that, of course,
Thank you
is
for
the
sticking
burden
around,
of our
Captain
tale.
Ledoux.
Look at my floor. It's ruined.
Well, what the devil is it, Dr. Wharton?
I wouldn't invoke his name too carelessly, Mr. Francis. That is the Goetic circle of black evocations.
Goetic?
It means, Mrs. Francis, pertaining to witches.
Our mystery drama, The Church of Hell, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Roberta Maxwell and Paul Hecht. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act.
That was really short.
The children grow up, college is paid for, they're about their own lives, and a whole new vista opens out. You travel, you shuck off responsibility. But habit is hard to shake, and your freedom has limits on it. For example, to afford that European jaunt, you rent your house. And after the excitement and devil-may-care of the holiday, some doubts may swirl in. Doubts that in this case are much more Jane Francis's than her husband's, David. Doubts that normally would be minor, but not in this case. Jane and David Francis were not so lucky with their country house tenant. Not that they knew that as they were returning to their little apartment in New York.
Home sweet home.
Part way.
What does that mean?
Our pied à terre, New York, not home.
Not home.
Like I said, part way, not for real.
In the country?
What else? Your house, the house that David built.
Yeah, but that's rented.
I know. It paid for our trip to Spain.
And wasn't it worth it?
I hope so. Just the same, I wonder how everything goes up in the country.
Well, that figures. You want to call now before we have drinks.
Don't you think we should?
Well, suppose something is wrong, a pipe's burst or something. Why spoil tonight? I mean, couldn't we just let all the problems wait for tomorrow?
Why should there be any problem? Let me just make a call so it's off my mind.
What's your poison, martini or Manhattan?
I'm still Andalusian-oriented. Don't we have a nice sherry?
Your wish is my command.
Hello, Francis residence.
Giggity.
May I ask who's calling?
Yes, this is Mrs. Francis.
What is it?
Oh, forgive me, Mrs. Francis. This is Detective Lieutenant Harris Price.
Detective? David, you'd better get on the bedroom phone. What is it, Lieutenant? Robbery? A fire?
No, it's a little more complicated. Mrs. Joanna Adams was renting your house.
Much like the relationship between Kelsey Mahomes and Taylor Swift, it's about to get a lot more complicated.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. That's going to be a never-ending joke.
We were in Europe.
Taylor Swift is going to be so upset.
Really
like his career.
Your neighbors had been calling us because there was some
He's going to be dumped at the side of the road by tomorrow.
Oh, nothing's happened to Tommy. Oh, please. He's all right.
Well, the cat is all right now. He was a raging tiger when we let him out, but he was just hungry. Pretty near starved.
Poor baby.
Well, had he been fed? Has Mrs. Adams skipped or something? Or something is more like it? I'm afraid I have to tell you that she's dead.
Dead?
How? We don't know that for sure till after the autopsy. Well, did someone break in or... Well, there's no evidence of that. It could have been a heart attack, perhaps. After all, she wasn't young. But
what, Lieutenant?
I don't think that's something we can discuss on the phone. Would you have any plans to come up here?
Of course. We have to get Tommy.
Yes, we better drive straight up tonight. Well, fine. I'll be waiting for you. And don't worry about Tommy. Ever since I fed him, we're buddies.
Thank you, Lieutenant. See you as soon as we can.
I wonder who he fed Tommy.
What do you suppose happened to Mrs. Adams?
Well, search me. Heart attack, I guess, like the lieutenant said.
You know, most vegetarians will protest that you shouldn't eat steak.
If that's all it was.
Funny thing is, my steak said the same.
Get on up to the country. Well, Here we are. Home sweet home.
With more than one light burning in the window.
Yeah, at least our detective friend is still here.
Everything looks pretty good. The leaves have been raked.
Yeah, glad I painted the front last summer. Holding up pretty good.
I see she kept mulching the vegetable garden with the clean garbage.
Yeah, she was such a sturdy old lady. Hard to think of her gone.
Oh, that
Sturdy
must
old
be the
lady?
lieutenant. And Tommy!
Yeah.
Oh, some welcome
Hey, a
home.
smart cat. Hey, he's glad to see you.
That poor triangle head needs love.
Lieutenant Price.
That's right. Well, that cat
It sounds like my house.
ma'am.
Yes, he's not usually so demonstrative. Something must have scared him.
Well, you go without food and water long enough. It's enough to scare anyone.
How long?
Well, about 3 days, we figure. Your fellow there was howling up a storm. Shall we go inside?
Yeah, I'll get the bags later.
Is
I make
Mrs.
sure to feed
Adams
my
still
cats
here?
twice
Oh,
a
no,
day.
ma'am. She's
Thank
been
you.
taken to the hospital. Hope you'll find everything in order.
Feed them, water them, and give them kisses.
Clean after they dusted for prints.
In order? Why? I mean, had she changed things around or something?
Well, it wasn't that, Mrs.
Oh,
Frank.
now Thetazord got dumped, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like he was haggard for that mallet. Oh,
Dumped
I
all
can
over the floor, chair turned
No,
over, and drapes and
it
curtains
was
all
my
ripped
fault. I
down.
pressed remove
Is this where
instead
she
of
died?
mute.
No, we
unmute.
found her in the upstairs bedroom.
You said it was a heart attack.
Well, no evidence of anything else so far.
Yes, but if this room was turned topsy-turvy, you're not suggesting she did it.
I don't think she'd have had the strength to do some of the things.
So then someone broke in.
Could be.
You said there was no evidence of that.
Oh, there wasn't. I should say there isn't. Not that we've turned up so far. The windows were all shut, doors closed and locked. If anyone got in, he'd have had to have had a key.
We didn't leave any extra keys.
Well, Mrs. Adams had a set of keys in her handbag. Unless, of course, she had some made.
Well, why would she do that? Her husband's dead, and we understood she was all alone, no relatives.
Still, there must have been someone else here. Someone in the house. You've no idea who it might have been.
Not the slightest. You don't mean someone might have killed her?
Well, as far as we know now, not in the strict sense of the word.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm not trying to be mysterious, Mrs. Francis. I'm really as much in the dark as you and your husband are. Except that I saw the old lady. I saw her face. And while I'm quite ready to accept the medical examiner's provisional diagnosis that she died of a heart attack, what I want to know is who or what caused it. Because I hate to tell you this, but in my opinion, that little old lady was literally frightened to death.
Jane?
Yes, David.
For heaven's sake, what are you doing? Can't you just dump the dinner dishes in the dishwasher?
I did.
Hail to the great Yosemite. It's a pleasure to see you, my good fellow.
I don't know about you, but I'm knocked out.
I'm not doing the dishes.
Why are you messing about in the kitchen cabinet?
I'm checking up on things.
Our first night home from Europe. Can't it wait?
I have a funny feeling it can't. All sorts of things are not, they're just not right, David.
Oh, come on, Jane.
Now, remember what the lieutenant said.
I think he's been reading the wrong kind of mystery stories.
I wouldn't sell Lieutenant Price short. Come here.
What?
The dishes.
Yeah?
The everyday dishes.
Yeah, the blue stuff?
It isn't the same.
What do you mean it isn't the same?
Just what I said.
Well, it means that one of these things is not like the other, Tom.
But it's all new.
That's crazy. How do you know?
Well, look. The vegetable dish was cracked.
Yeah?
3 cups had chips. You know, you glued the meat platter back together yourself the night after the bet's part.
That's okay. A couple of pieces replaced.
No, it just isn't a couple. It's a whole new
Not the
set.
same, Doug.
Why?
Well, you tell me.
Because all or most of the other must have gotten broken. How?
Well, things do break.
A whole service for 8.
Well, I don't know.
Look at the cabinets.
Mm-hmm. Well, they look pretty good. Someone's been polishing them. And... Hey, they're all scarred.
And burned.
I thought she didn't smoke.
Those aren't cigarette burns. There's something else.
What?
I don't know.
The cabinet got scared to death.
Hot. Red hot. Just brushed by. The curtains and the drapes in the living room are sort of singed. And
Does the carpet match the drapes?
Every mirror in this
Sounds
house
like a
is
level
being
5
replaced,
vapor to me.
except the one in the study.
And that's cracked.
More than
You
that,
geeks and your proton
so
throwers.
hot was against it that it melted the mercury backing. It's all sort of fuzz, like it had been in a fire.
Darling, what are you trying to suggest?
I don't quite know. Look, come here. Let me show you something else.
Yeah. Oh, where?
In my spice closet.
Uh-huh.
Look at these.
Those are not your regular spice jars, are they?
No, thanks. I never saw jars like these, or what they have in them.
Hey, it looks like
25 cents to open one.
It is. They're beetles. And they're alive.
Beetles and
This looks like a
rat
lizard
eyeballs.
skin, and I hate to think what these two could
Hey,
be.
we'd better call the lieutenant.
I don't think this is up his alley. Anyway, we all deserve some sleep first. I'm just about gone. I can't take any more tonight.
Hey, you going to be able to sleep all
I
right?
think this is a witch's kitchen.
Once I get to sleep tonight, it would take all...
Sounds like a lovely place to cook up a few meals, despite their protests.
Or potions. Potion Stella.
It's okay. I'm with you. What is it? It sounds like what you said.
What?
All hell breaking loose.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
You can just move it close. There. I'd better see what's going on downstairs.
I think they're traveling to Oz right now in a tornado.
Please, God, it's not worth the risk.
What risk? It's just some crazy kind of shit. With all that wind, what else could it be?
I'm scared to think. Something terrible is loose. Something incomprehensible beyond our imagination. The same thing that frightened poor old Mrs. Adam to death. Please, darling. Oh, just hold me close. And don't question whatever it is that's happening.
Please buckle your seats and watch out for flying munchkins coming through the windows, please.
Maybe if we just shut our eyes and ears, please, God, it will go away.
Not the most pleasant of homecomings, nor the easiest of circumstances for landlords to find themselves in. Unfortunate enough to find that the lease has been broken by an untimely death, but how much more so to find that apparently an unwanted tenant has taken possession. A tenant that may be difficult, if not impossible, to evict. I shall return shortly with Act 2. Thank heaven for mornings. To wake up, no matter how sleepless or dream-ridden the night, to watch the sun rise again, life renew itself, to know that this new day, whatever else it offers, is a promise that there is hope always for better things. Not that either David or Jane Francis are that bright and bushy-tailed. It is only that in the bright light of day, their explanations of the night before sound as fanciful and overdramatic as they are afraid they will seem to Lieutenant Price.
David,
Yeah,
you awake?
I'm awake.
Was there really a storm last night? Or was that something I dreamed?
Well, there wasn't a storm as far as I can see. There was no rain or wind damage outside.
Then it wasn't a dream. Some terrible thing was raging in this house last night.
I don't know how terrible it was, but somebody really messed up the study, and good again. I'd sure like to get my hands on him.
Somebody broke in?
No, I don't think anyone broke in. I mean, I think somebody has a key. Now, don't worry. I called Lieutenant Price while I was downstairs. Just waiting for him to call back.
You think something else is in this house?
I think somebody could be hiding out. Some crazy guy.
And you went downstairs all alone with no
I
protection.
picked up the shotgun from the study. And Jane, we are staying locked.
That's right. He didn't use any protection.
I don't think ordinary locks are going to help us against whatever's loose in this
And why
house,
would he
David.
back
What are you
then?
trying to say?
You know, I don't think this is a real person. I think it's something from
A little person? Like a
the other
munchkin?
side of the
From
grave.
Munchkin Land?
A ghost? I mean, that's ridiculous. What would any self-respecting ghost have against it? The voice of reason. That'll be the lieutenant.
Whatever you do, get the police here fast. Oh, and ask him about Mrs. Adams, what the autopsy showed.
All right, will do. Just take it easy, Jane. Hello. Yes, Lieutenant. Yeah, just what I reported. Same kind of mess as before.
He's like, I got it.
We didn't hear it until it all started. The first thing was the wind. I said the wind. Well, it was blowing up a storm here, enough to rattle every window in the house. No, don't worry.
Kind of like a hurricane. Most people's marriages are like hurricanes, too. At the beginning, there's a lot of sucking and blowing, and at the end, your house is gone.
Mrs. Adams. Yeah? Yeah. The inside of her mouth and her throat. What could have caused
I don't
that?
want to know what's inside of her mouth and her throat.
The innuendos on this one are amazing.
I said in the last one,
don't
there
worry.
was
We'll be
every
waiting.
single line I could turn into a
Well,
sexual
the police are on their way.
What was all that about
And that goes
Mrs.
in
Adams
your
and her
endo.
mouth and her throat?
She apparently suffered some first-degree burns there, also on her hands and on one side of her face.
From what?
They don't know. Backfire from the gas stove, maybe? Maybe she used too much fluid on the charcoal boiler. I don't know. Something flared up and singed her, but good.
Enough to kill her?
Oh, no.
her in her
No,
mouth
the
and
medical
throat?
examiner's
Yeah.
first diagnosis was right there. She died of congestive heart failure.
But what caused it?
Well, that's something we don't know.
Maybe.
All right, Captain Ledoux, I'm gonna break it down for you. What's going on so far? So they, I forgot how they're related, but there was an old woman that lived in this house. She was apparently considered to have a heart attack. The autopsy revealed that she had a heart attack, but the detective said it looks like she was frightened to death. So they're moving in. I guess that they're packing up her stuff and they're taking care of, or maybe I think they went back home, maybe, or something like that. And a lot of things have changed. And so basically it looks like there's a haunting going on, and it looks like it might be from that woman. Either she's a witch or there's some supernatural entity that's connected to her. That's what I'm getting from this. So if that's what I've broken down so far from what we've heard.
It's something we don't ever want to know.
Well, the boys and I have been over the house with a fine-tooth comb, Mr. and Mrs. Francis. And I can promise you that no forcible entry has been made into this house.
Well, that's crazy. I mean, look at the shambles this place is. Someone had to get in.
Doors and windows wouldn't keep it out.
Someone else has a key. That's what it is.
But why would someone want to vandalize our house?
Well, not because of us, because of Mrs. Adams.
Yeah, it's back at their house.
What do you know about this Mrs. Adams?
Not much. The agency brought her over, but...
She had very good references. I mean, a couple of banks, a minister from some church, a letter from another sublet she had in New York.
Mm-hmm. None from any place she'd worked?
Oh, I don't think this woman had ever worked. I mean...
What Jane means is that she was loaded. Her jewelry was worth a fortune.
And her clothes were very fashionable.
Hey, maybe that's what someone was after. Her jewel.
No, I doubt it. According to the insurance policy we found, none of it seems to be missing. What does seem to be missing with the lady is her background.
Her soul.
What do you mean?
Well, although the accounts are very substantial, the banks have only carried them for a little over a year. Before that, she seems to have come from Germany.
Well, that would be right. She had an accent.
But very cultivated.
Would you say that she was very religious?
Well, I don't know. It's not the sort of thing you ask someone who's going to rent.
I noticed there were a lot of books in the bedroom.
Because I want to have somebody sacrificing goats in my New York.
I remember. Oh, that's right. The letter from the minister. That's what he said he was.
Was his name...
Hollowing out goats and hanging them from the ceiling.
The minister?
Worshipping the old ones.
Like that.
Carving indescribable terrors in the walls and in your own flesh.
He was connected with the Theosophist movement.
The
no
spices
longer.
should have given away
You mean
at the,
he's not
the very
a minister?
beginning.
Well, he got kicked out of the church.
Why?
We don't know that yet.
The church doesn't want to talk about it, and we can't.
Those were the good old days, weren't they, Alastor?
But he'll be found.
Well, I'm just saying that's what the individuals would probably be doing if individuals didn't ask about what religion you have.
And all her insurance. Something like $1.5 million in all. He was also
Probably
named
worship a squid, too. If there's any money floating around, I don't think anyone will have to look for him. He'll turn up to collect.
Unless her family want to fight the will.
Well, apparently she has no family.
Goat sacrifices, sock sniffing activities.
Not so sure.
Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said that.
Policeman's hunt.
Do you happen to know what was
I
scored
got a funny
in this
feeling
woman's
he may
throat
be
and mouth?
the ex-reverend in more ways than one. But if anyone has a key to this house, he's a logical one. I've got a lot of questions I'd like to ask.
Is
him
that
about the
you're
night Mrs.
doing,
Adam
Pinhead?
died.
You mean you think he might have murdered her?
But she died of natural causes.
Me? No.
But James is lip-sync psych.
I'd like to know what.
It wasn't me.
Okay, all
You
right.
think it might have been something supernatural
I'll
too?
zip it.
I didn't
I'll
say that.
drop it.
I'm going to have a man on this house around the clock covering the front door. Do you and your husband plan to stay here?
Stay on the oat tray.
Why do you ask?
All right. Yeah.
I'm just a cop, Mr. Francis.
Autoerotic asphyxiation 101 with none other than your expert in all things kinky.
Something outside of natural things.
No, that was the demon tree.
Well, for example,
Yeah, we already
do
dealt
these
with that
tools
with the
belong to
demon
you?
tree.
No, I never saw the box before. You, Jane?
No. What's in it?
I'll see for yourself.
A bunch of knives. What is it, a butcher's kit?
I don't know.
What's that funny-looking one with the little curved point?
Now, look careful, Mrs. Francis. They're all razor sharp.
But what are they?
That's what I want to ask a friend of mine.
They're murder
Dr. Henry
weapons,
Wharton.
you
He
dope.
lives just a couple of blocks from here. Say, would you mind if he came here and had a look at these and this room?
No, I suppose not, but...
Well, what kind of a doctor is he?
You see, I had a strange case involving a medium here a couple of years ago, and I met this guy then. Yeah, he's a real brain, I tell you. Even if he's... Yeah, well, you'll see for yourselves. He's what you call a doctor of parapsychology.
What's
He's what you call a doctor of the
It
asshole.
means someone who's an expert.
Well, I have examined the library of
Proctologist,
the
DVB.
deceased.
Asshole doctor.
Small, but quite a comprehensive compendium of reference on the mystical arts. Mr. Francis?
I would know, Dr. Wharton. It's not exactly my field.
Of course not. No, to be sure. Not everyone's cup of tea, of course. Still, ceremonial magic, the Book of the Dead, the Kabbalah, Cagliostro, fascinating reading for the inquiring mind.
Why would anyone be interested in this like that?
The Necronomicon, the Necronomicon,
Was it something to do with religion?
In a sense, perhaps.
Tobin
In a
Spirit
sense.
Guide.
Why did you want to look at the book?
I have my reasons, Mr.
Yeah.
Francis.
To serve mankind.
Knowledge of a person you can glean from
Oh,
these
that's a lovely
readings.
book. I have that in my
How books
kitchen.
are treated can be a gold mine of information. May I see the room now where the psychic disturbances took place?
Of course. This way.
We don't know they were psychic disturbances, do they? I mean, it looks like pretty ordinary vandalism to me, but you can see for yourself.
Yeah, well, you're an idiot. And we know
Quite
better than that.
Typical. Mindless destruction, it might seem. Drapes torn and... Let me see. Yes, singed a little.
The great lemon pie, ladies and gentlemen.
Destroyed, ripped.
Champion, use your word.
Carefully selected books. The Bible.
Wes
The Book of Common
Cagle,
Prayer.
what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by.
And teleportation. Classic.
Teleportation?
Oh, yes, Mr. Francis. The desk, for example.
Those little slices of death, how I know.
Enormously heavy. Normally, it would take
Godspeed.
two
Good
strong
night,
men
Wes
apiece to
Cagle.
move it.
Thank you
Well,
for
it could have been
stopping by and
dragged or
supporting
Be
the
sure
stream.
to put some of Taylor Swift's
The rug has
tears
not
to
been
sweeten your
disturbed.
coffee in the morning. Lord
Yes.
knows
Then there
there's
was
plenty to
more
go
than one
around.
He would have had to have had superhuman strength.
Or abilities. Have you ever had a fire in the house? I mean, has the house
Have you ever met a
been on fire?
Kryptonian
No.
before?
Why?
The floor You notice how the varnish is cracked and mottled?
There are the same marks on the rug. I thought it was from dirty footsteps.
That isn't dirt. They are scorched, Mrs. Francis. When you first came in the room, this strange particular odor must have been more evident, wasn't it?
There was a sort of burning smell.
Not quite like a scorched smell, more like ozone or sulfur, maybe.
Or brimstone, perhaps.
There were the ordinary psychic vandalism.
Some tools the lieutenant mentioned.
Oh, yes, they are right here.
Teenagers and their cases of psychic vandalism. The silver of the day.
Quite
Yeah, I never knew Wes could go into bed this early either.
What, Dr. Warden?
The instruments required for the ceremonies of black magic.
Black magic?
Yes. Quite obviously,
right,
your Mrs. Johanna Adam was a practitioner of that dread and ancient art.
What?
If you don't believe me, help me pull aside the rug, and I think you will have incontrovertible proof.
Dear me, as Dr. Wharton might say, this is enough to start the goosebumps rising and the hackles on the neck. What evil, ancient, unspeakable discovery awaits poor innocent David and Jane Francis as the rug is thrown back beneath their eyes? Three people stand looking down at what the rolled-back rug has revealed. What they are looking at is a strange and cabalistic circle burned into the floor. Placed on it at 90-degree intervals are crude sketches of a skull, a goat's horns, a bat, and a black cat. Inside the circle, intertwining with each other, are four smaller circles enclosed in a triangle. Tacked to the floor on the inside of the large circle.
Hope you feel better, Wes Cagle.
Cloth or some animal hide. And everywhere within the circle, painted in black and blood red, symbols, strange gibberish words, and long, complex alien names.
Look at my floor. It's ruined.
What the
You
devil?
ever seen a grown man naked?
Invoke his name too carelessly, Mr. Francis. That is the goetic circle of black evocation.
Goetic?
It means pertaining to witchcraft.
So that's what Mrs. Adam was. A witch.
See, I knew it. She was a witch.
At the very most, a
She's
very
a witch.
amateurish one who conjured up, or at
Doesn't
least
look like a
saw conjured up, more than she bargained for.
What does all that circle thing mean?
In the Middle Ages, that material all around the inside of the large circle would have been the skin of the victim, fastened to the ground by 4 nails from the coffin of an executed criminal.
Oh, how disgusting.
Don't be too alarmed. I think you will find that this is only a simulation. As with the crude representation
they're in the
of what
Matrix
ought to
now.
be the skull of a patricide.
Patricide.
Someone who killed his father. The other 3 are the horns of a goat, a male bat drowned in blood, and a black cat
And the whole
who has
and the
been
penis
fed
of a
on
whore.
human flesh.
Are you serious, Dr. Wharton?
About what I am reporting, absolutely. About whether I personally subscribe to this profane anti-religion, no.
Speaking of subscribe,
Most
go ahead and
emphatically,
subscribe.
no.
Then you believe, as I do, that it's all nonsense.
No, I'm afraid I don't.
You believe that there has been black magic practiced here,
Good night,
and that
Penny.
some
God bless
kind
you.
of
Thank you for
evil
showing up.
spirit has been set loose in this house?
Let me put it this way. I know that anyone involved in the hidden church of hell knows there has.
Oh, thank you so much, Sean Carter. We're going to give you what we give everybody that helps out. Oh, wow. Look at all those memberships going to some awesome people. We got Furious Dan, FKHC 2005, Canadian Spider-Man, Stark of Iron, and Orphan Zane. Thank you so much, Sean Carter, for your support of the channel, gifting those memberships to those amazing people. They deserve it so much. They're always in here supporting the channel. Appreciate it so much, man.
You're very welcome.
That means a lot. I really, oh yeah, that helps. Oh yeah, that just does it for me, God. Oh yeah. I'm from Wisconsin now, apparently, and I'm having an orgasm.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me some cheese and some whatever the hell they have up here in Wisconsin, and I'm gonna have an orgasm. That's right.
Hot dish.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much. And like I said to everybody, we're trying to get this this going so we can send off some stuff to Casey and Tony and get some bills paid. So thank you so much for your support, everybody that's donated, and thank you all so much for being here and being a part of this channel. I appreciate every one of y'all, and it's a blessing to be a part of this family. Let's continue.
Let me show you something. I found these sheets in the back of a volume entitled Science and Physical Phenomena and Apparitions. They were written by Mrs. Adam, apparently. The handwriting can be checked. And they are a sort of confession and last testament.
So may we read them?
How's your knowledge of German, medieval Latin, and the litany of the grimoire?
Well, I don't speak German or Latin.
What's the grimoire?
The Grand Grimoire is the last word on profane worship, the encyclopedia of black magic, the definitive handbook of sorcery.
Okay, so we can't read the mumbo-jumbo Mrs. Adam left, but would you read it to us?
Well, I won't read it. I'll tell you.
Will you
what
tuck me in at night, bed at night,
one
read this
stipulation.
story to me, Daddy?
Lieutenant Price must be present and hear it at the same time.
Do you mean you're telling me that Mrs. Adams confesses in that transcript to murdering her husband?
In Stuttgart, February 14th, 1975.
Did she stand trial?
No. The medical certificate was issued as death due to natural causes.
Well, what did she kill him for?
She wanted to give a large amount to the religious group, a church, if you will, that she intended to join. He didn't believe in it. She felt she had divine grace to do as she wished.
How awful. Did the church get the money?
Not yet. Nor would it ever have. She changed her allegiance along the way. You see, she hadn't counted on her conscience. And at least for her, her husband refused to rest easy in the grave.
He haunted her.
Exactly. So successfully and persistently that he drove her to flee to this country, hoping to find freedom from his curse. And here she met a man named Theodore Saxman.
The ex-reverend. The boy we've been looking for. Does she give any clue where we might find him?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Well, then I want it right now. I want to haul that joker in.
Oh, I very much doubt that you can, Lieutenant, now.
What are you getting at, Dr. Warden?
I don't think you're going to find Theodore Saxman in this world.
Well, I sure don't expect to find him in the next one.
I wouldn't be too sure of that.
What?
Let me explain, please. You see, I'm in a rather, shall we say, delicate position. We are dealing with two worlds, one of which all of us accept, the other which I'm afraid only I do.
Doctor, you've got something up your sleeve. What is it?
You got a booger hanging out your nose.
It is in your best interests, Mr. Francis.
It is?
I got something up your sleeve. What is it? It's a thing attached to the shoulder of my shirt, but that's not important right now.
It's poltergeist. That is.
Don't call me Shirley.
Let me just hold on. What's a poltergeist?
Forgive me. A moment of levity. A poltergeist is a noisy and usually destructive ghost. I'm afraid what we have here is a much more malevolent one.
You mean it's the spirit of the excommunicated priest, whatever his name is?
I'm not sure that that is the term of choice of his sect. Certainly, however, unfrocked and cast out of the church.
What is it that you want us to do, Dr. Warden?
Let me sum all this up
reach in my front pocket and see what
A
it
haunted
is.
and tortured Mrs. Adam fled to this country.
Surprise to be sure.
Leave the ghost of her husband behind her. In desperation, she returned to the church she had known, confiding in Theodore Saxman. He saw almost instant riches on the one hand, and a sponsor to give him the opportunity to continue his experiments in black magic. They could not be conducted in a New York apartment. They needed seclusion and secrecy. This house was perfect for their plans.
What plans?
Saxman's assurance to Mrs. Adam that he could conjure up the soul of her husband and persuade it under threat of being dragged to the deepest pit in hell to leave her alone.
You're trying to say that's what happened right here in our study.
I'm not trying to say. I'm saying it happened according to Mrs. Adams' last testament. Only something went very much astray.
Well, what?
She was not certain. She surmised, as I do, that he stepped out of the protection of his inner circle, and that the soul he was trying to threaten, Mr. Adam, was released by the damned in exchange for the Reverend Saxman.
Released? Oh, where did he go?
Back to the peace of the grave, I should say.
So you're trying to tell us that this Saxman, even though he is dead, is still raging around looking for...
Well, what is he looking for, Dr. Horton?
At the moment, he is the most condemned of the condemned. A creature neither of hell nor heaven. An outcast spirit, doomed to wander eternity with neither hope of salvation or damnation, unless...
Unless what?
Unless he can find a human body to die in. He tried to invade Mrs. Adams, but he frightened her to death before he had the chance to possess her. It is you, or perhaps even more your husband, that are in danger now.
Oh, no.
You actually believe all this junk, Dr. Wharton?
What I believe is beside the point. What people who have invested this house passionately and totally believed has poisoned it. I think those beliefs must be exorcised before either of you will be safe again.
What did you have in mind, Dr. Wharton?
For the four of us, tonight, to occupy this magic circle. And after I have instructed all of you to raise this fiend from the darkness and consign him to eternal fires. I command and...
Wait a second. DVB, have you ever felt like you were in a haunted place? It's so weird. I think pretty much everyone experiences something paranormal at times in their lives. And yes, actually, we're going to be having a stream pretty soon on this channel with File 13, Tony, I think Mage Grey Wolf, maybe Dog Meat. We're all going to be going through Tobin's Spirit Guide from Ghostbusters. And we're also going to be talking about paranormal stories that either we've encountered ourselves or stories that we know close to us, hometown stories, a lot of paranormal stuff. So on this channel in the coming week, we're going to have, well, hopefully, if we can find time for everybody, we're going to come up with a stream on this channel all about paranormal, all about Ghostbusters, all about stuff that we've encountered in our lives, our beliefs, things that have gone bump in the night and stuff like that. So hopefully you'll come back for that as soon as we get that all settled and we figure out a time and a place, or a time and a date for that. And Sean, you're more than welcome to as well. I haven't talked to you about it, but if you have any paranormal stories and if you're interested, you're more than welcome to be a part of that as well. The more the merrier.
Sounds fun.
Cool. All right. Well, then we'll get everything squared away and figure out a day and time for that. And I'll let y'all know.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
No, busting makes me feel good.
In more ways than one.
Yeah, exactly. Busting on. Never. I'm done. Never mind. I'm not going to start getting cocks in my mouth again.
Theodore Saxman.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Fine abode, swearing that I...
Of course, every time I go to the meat market, you gotta get your choice cut somewhere.
And if thou dost not come straightway
Does it taste like chicken?
and communicate.
Absolutely not. Human bodies taste much more like ham.
Intelligible voice. Dispatch.
As a resident cannibal in the group, I can attest to the palatable flavors of human flesh.
Well, that's why I come to you for your connoisseur of human flesh.
That Hannibal individual is a fraud. You should never eat brain matter. That's just asking for it.
And my whole race with the terrible blasting rod into the depths of the bottomless pit.
I'm scared, David.
It's crazy, but so am I.
Anyone as crazy as me. If my boys outside knew what I was doing.
Silence. Don't move. Stay in your circles.
Oh, I'm sorry, Doctor. I should never have allowed this.
I warned you, if you leave the circle, you're risking your life. I adjure thee, O Spirit. Come hither and speak to me. Else I will compel thee by the power of living God and by the Holy Spirit.
What is it?
Obey promptly or be eternally tormented by
The man sounds like he just woke up. Give him a chance to talk. Jeez.
Solomon.
Do you know how draining it is to pass from the hereafter back to this plane of existence? It's exhausting.
Oh, yeah.
What dost thou seek of me? Why disturb my repose?
You have sinned and will sin again, and know no rest unless you hearken unto me. One chance you have to redeem thyself. Abjure thy false master Lucifer, and surrender thyself to the mercy of the true divine Spirit.
Cannot. I am bound. Body and soul.
Repent, and thy soul will be free to pass through the grave that is the gateway to heaven. Hold fast, everyone. Hold fast.
I can't let him escape. Let me go, Doctor.
For God's sake, stay in the circle.
It's going to the door. John, Bill, he's trying to escape. Don't let him get away. Mr. and Mrs. Francis, all right?
There too.
That sounded cool. I think so. That sounded cool.
How is he?
He's dead.
He's dead,
Officer
Jim.
Dunn's bullet took him right in the heart.
Just as well.
I suppose this is Theodore Saxman.
I think you'll find out it is.
Oh, how am I going to explain this at headquarters?
Is there any need? The real explanation is right to hand. The man was armed with a knife. He attacked a police officer.
And I'm convinced he was responsible for the old woman's death.
So am I. But I doubt you'd ever be able to prove it.
Dr. Warden, in the name of God, what really happened in there tonight?
Whatever did, I think it was in the name of God. And I think it is best forgotten.
Well, there it is. Which do you want to believe?
I don't know.
That there was some hallucinatory drug in the heavy incense burning in that study?
No.
That Theodore Saxman did return to steal the jewels and lost his head and attacked the policeman?
Yeah.
After all, he did have a key. Or, well, perhaps we'd better forget the other. If we find ourselves believing in goetic incantations, exorcism, the clavicles of the Grand Grimoire, and the power of black magic, who would sleep fast tonight? I'll be back shortly.
Yes! That was awesome. That was fucking
I will
awesome.
tap 2 swamps and summon a nightmare.
Hell yeah. That was fucking awesome. So there is no doubt in my mind that it was meant to be a demon of some kind that was trying to come back and possess a body so that it could die and pass on, like they were talking about. And I think that the demon was brought in by that woman, or maybe it was another person that brought him in, but that woman sure had a lot of paranormal encyclopedias and spices and ingredients and stuff to make potions. In my mind, she was obviously a witch of some kind. I don't know. What do y'all think? Because I think that was pretty damn awesome.
Yeah, I think you straight on.
What was that?
It was Gozer the Traveler.
It was Gozer. Gozer the Gozerian.
Oh, the traveler has come.
Yeah,
that was good. Yeah, I totally agree with what you said there, and I like that in this one we actually heard the otherworldly thing talking.
Yes, that got me fucking hyped.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. We rarely get to hear the actual ghosts. It's usually like it's like a mind thing. We don't know what's going on. Are they imagining it? No, this one, it was real.
Yeah, exactly. They made it pretty abundantly clear that once they got in that circle and they started that ritual, that there was a demonic presence that was in that they were involved in some kind of communication with. And I think that in the end, the spirit, the demonic entity, I think that he inhabited the detective's body, right? And then he died, and I guess then he was either able to pass on to the next world, or maybe gain some kind of power or something like that. But that's exactly right. You hit the nail on the head with this one. They actually made sure to let you know that this was a paranormal issue. There was definitely a lot. Oh, Gunner, thank you so much. I'll get to that in just a second after I finish summarizing this. But yeah, the sound effects, and like I say in my intro, like the imagination is your mind when you listen to these stories. In this one, they really make sure that you have no other path to go on when you're listening to that part. Like the build up going to that makes you think like, okay, this might just be another, like, is she crazy? Are they crazy? Are they mentally insane? Are they on hallucinogens? Blah, 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 so it builds up the tension. Tension keeps building and building. They keep finding all this paranormal stuff going on, and all these books and ingredients and stuff like I said. And then finally you get to that point where they enter the circle and start that ritual, and then you hear it, and it's just everything explodes. It's probably the most supernatural radio program that I've heard. Like the most I don't know, the most build up that concludes with a definitive ghoul or ghost or demon or something like that. So I really enjoyed that. Gunner, thank you so much for the $5, man. So we got 4 more to go. I don't know what happened to the goal. It messed up at some point. I put it in for another hour. So if we can get 4 more super chats at $5, I mean, anything will help. I'll try to do another stream later this week, because I do need to get I do need to be able to make at least $59 more with mega chats to be able to pay bills. So I'll do that paranormal stream sometime this week if we can do that, if we don't meet that goal today. because I don't have any other way to pay the bills. Honestly, right now I don't have anybody's houses to clean or anything like that anymore at this time. So, but yeah, thank you so much, Gunner. You are a legend as always. Thank you so much for being a one with the Morphin Grid. Thank you so much, Captain Ledoux. Both of y'all, thank you so much. So, okay, so now we only got 3 more to go, and then
dear heavens me.
then we'll get the goals met and everything. Bill Cipher better than Alastor. Oh shit! I didn't say it, Alastor. She did. She's got the muscles though, so I don't want to take either side. Honestly, like either my soul's.
You know, and here I was thinking that Captain Ledoux and I would have gotten along, given that we have similar tastes, as it were. But it's okay. It's very, very, very well. Very well. You have your priorities, and I have mine.
Exactly. She says, fight me, bro. And that's why I'm not getting involved in this. I'm scared. I'm scared of both of y'all. So I'm not getting involved until I get my proton pack on my back.
If you insist, I mean, I'd rather not resort to fisticuffs, but if that's something that you would prefer, don't go crying like Taylor Swift whenever you're ripped asunder.
Okay.
But you know.
So
it's the heart that counts.
Is that going to be the conclusion to the paranormal stream? A showdown between Alastor and Captain Ledoux in the ring in a steel cage match with chairs and hardcore. This is a hardcore match.
She won't even get close.
Oh wow, that's all right. I'd like to see that.
You see, there's two fighter classes here. You see we have a good friend, Captain Ledoux, who's going to take her full action to run 50 feet towards me, as most barbarians would. Meanwhile, I will have 2 half actions that will probably be 1 cantrip and a full cast of something will definitely impede her progress.
Oh, wow. And then Klein C with another $4.99 chat. Thank you so much. That is so kind of y'all. I gotta share this. This is y'all's little kitty cat jumping in money. All right, so that means that we're just one shy. Is that right? One super chat away. Is that what I said? Or maybe that does meet what I said. I don't even remember what I said. Either way, I'm gonna have to figure that out. But if anybody wants to donate again, feel free in the mega chats at PayPal. Because YouTube won't pay out until March, so I need to figure out how to pay bills and get this stuff shipped to Tony and to Casey as soon as possible. So anything going over that $59 extra is going to be going to shipping those things out to them. So any support there would help, but all the support has been amazing tonight. Y'all have been so kind, and it's been a great night. So yeah, I can't thank y'all enough. At one point I think we had like 14 people in here at a time, and that's
look what you made me do. It's just your fault.
Oh, shit.
Hey, looks like we got the 2-for-1 special here.
I hate everything about you, you little triangular. Annoying.
Oh, don't take it to heart, dear man. We're all here for the real money shot. Know what I'm saying?
I will be back momentarily.
Uh-oh. He's gonna come back with something real. Oh man. And I also wanted to add too, we also got 3 subscribers tonight. We filled the new memberships, so thank you to Sean for finishing that off. And yeah, so if we could get close to maybe two more super mega chats, something like that, we'll go ahead and unlock that, and we have another hour or 50 minutes to do that. So any support will help, and I love you all so much. And let's get into the next program, if you will, sir.
Ah, that annoying little Dorito. One day I will devour him.
All right, and the last one that I had planned tonight was called The Headless Dead. Let me find it here.
Not to be confused with the dead that still have their heads, which end up to be quite grateful.
Yeah, and we might have time for another one because this one looks like it's only 20 minutes, but we'll see. We still have 50 minutes left in the program.
Dark fantasy.
Oh, Gunner shoots another one. one more, 2 to go after this. Thank you so much, Gunner. All right, we just got 2 more to go.
Have a good evening, Ledoux. Take care.
Good night, Captain Ledoux. I'm so happy that you're a member here, and come back every Sunday, and come back for the paranormal stream if you want to have a showdown with Alastor, you two in the ring. I'll get the steel cage set up in my backyard, and y'all
realize that I'm going to destroy it, correct?
hey, it's a party either way, so we're gonna have a good time. All right. Well, good night, Captain Ledoux. Thank you so much for being a member.
Not until I eat that Dorito first, in front of her.
Okay, so are you it's gonna be you and Bill Cipher going head to head, then Captain Ledoux's gonna go at it for the championship?
You don't understand how this works. She's human, you'll see. She has no powers.
I don't know about that. I'm kind of scared. I think that she might have some.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
She has the confidence of somebody that has some like X gene that has been unlocked. She might be somebody to contend with. So I wouldn't put it past her.
We'll see.
All right, nighty night, Captain Ledoux. Thank you so much for stopping by and supporting the channel. You're awesome. Come back whenever you want. You're always welcome. My powers of these gains. Exactly. Yeah. Get wrecked.
Even when she dresses nice for the stock party, she has to make sure she has no sleeves on. We get it.
Yeah, I'm intimidated by her, and it turns me on a little bit, but yeah. Anyway. All right. Anyway, let's go ahead and do this. Not sex. The story, not sex.
That too.
The headless dead.
I say, guard.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yes, of course. You reminded me before. What were you about to say, sir? I was about to observe that this Tower of London is quite a historic place.
That it is, sir. Historic indeed.
And haunted, I've heard tell.
Oh, have you now, sir?
I was just
Yes.
kidding. I was just
Don't
joking.
tell me you haven't heard stories about the Tower's ghost.
Perhaps I have. Perhaps not.
Of course, I don't believe that sort of rubbish, you know.
Rubbish?
Certainly rubbish.
We're just busting your balls.
Don't tell me, Mr. Swift, with an E. Don't tell me you believe in
Mr.
such
Swifty?
things as ghosts
Oh, no!
and haunts.
What I believe, sir, I believe.
Certainly not the legend of the gambling spook of Wycott Hall.
The ghost invariably appears whenever a gambling game is in progress, like it all here in the tower. Always wins the stakes.
Yes. Don't tell me you believe such a fantastic yarn as that. Or such an unbelievable story as the one about the pig-faced spectre of the rectory.
I imagine Brother Randolph would tell you there's nothing fantastic about the story at all.
Brother Randolph?
Yes, sir. He's the overseer of the rectory. He's seen the spectre many times.
No, he's probably just superstitious.
Brother Randolph says the thing is always dressed in a long black cloak. Has the body of a human, but the face is that of some grotesque and repulsive animal.
It sounds like an old wives' tale.
Oh, mind you, sir, I'm not trying to convince you about such things. That's the entrance to the choir loft, the chapel over there.
Thank you, Canadian Spider-Man. I'm glad you like the emojis. I'm going to add more soon.
There was one in here.
It's a chapel of St. Peter Adventira.
Is it possible for me to go in there?
Begging your pardon, sir. That's what the climb up the stairs was for. We always like to show visitors the choir loft, the chapel.
Well, then, let's have a gander at the place, shall we?
Yes, it is, sir. Yeah, the key. We always keep this locked. More habit than anything else. Nobody ever climbs those steps unless they're showing them through the tower.
You're going to get nuts. Let's get nuts. All right, Michael. Calm down, Michael.
Here we are, sir.
Yeah, I say. It's dark in there. How about a light, my man?
Oh, no, blimey. I completely forgot to turn the lights on the fuse box down below. If you don't mind waiting, sir.
Oh, no. Wait. I wouldn't ask anyone to climb those steps again. There's enough light coming through the stained glass panes. I say, would you lead the way?
Yes, of course. Watch your step, sir. Step up here.
Uh-oh, we got an IPA hater.
There you are, sir.
I know Sean, my friend Sean Johnston likes IPAs.
You can observe the chapel below, sir.
Yes. Deserted looking, isn't it?
It isn't as deserted as you might think, sir.
What was that?
You see only as far as you permit yourself to see, sir.
I don't believe I understand.
If you look for emptiness, sir, you see emptiness.
But it is empty down there.
Is it, sir?
I suppose you're trying to tell me this chapel is haunted, too.
As it ought to be, sir.
Right.
Yes, indeed. You see, sir, it's the burial place of the Headless Dead.
It's another of those idiotic legends.
Hardly a legend. You see those flagstones down there in front of the old...
Max Redstone?
Faintly, yes.
Max Redstone's
Those
down there?
stones form more than just the sanctuary floor, sir.
Oh, dear, and we should get a limerick then.
Tombstones.
Why do you tell me such a thing as that, Mr. Swift?
Because it's truth.
You mean people are buried beneath those flagstones?
Including, I might add, 2 of England's queens.
Not actually.
Oh, yes.
It tastes the way weed smells, but
I've never
somehow in a
heard that
bad
before.
way.
Few people have, sir.
Then that's why you say the place down there isn't deserted.
In a manner of speaking, that's what I mean. Yes. Have you observed the huge pipe organ here in the loft, sir?
Oh, yes. I noticed when we came in. But getting back to what you were
It's
talking...
quite a famous instrument, I must say. Been
Exactly,
played by
Sean. I
dozens
knew
of
you. I
famous
knew you'd
people.
come in and take
it
IPA's
has.
side.
Could I play it?
Well, it's against regulations, sir, but, well, if you play softly, sir.
Oh, now, I say that's mighty good of you. I do have somewhat of a reputation for playing the organ.
You play well, sir. Quite well.
Thank you. A rather old instrument, isn't it? Beautiful tone, though.
It's an old code, sir, but it checks out.
Et verum erat in principio.
What's that?
Agirat in principio apud verbum.
Keep playing, sir. Keep playing. What? Hey, quickly, sir, before it's too late. Play.
Take this in testimonium.
That voice.
I will do it just for you. When I get an extra one, I'll do it.
Speaks like that in Latin.
God, no, don't.
That'll hit your head really hard.
Okay, well, I'll think about it. I want to really bad.
Can you see who it is? No one has ever seen who it is.
We're in Texas. Sean's in Texas too.
Did hear no more of him.
Both Johns.
But what's the explanation? Who is it? Why does he do that?
I think Lemon's more close to where you are.
Oh, really?
I must admit, sir.
Well, me
I've
and
often
Sean are
heard
in
of the
the
ghost of
same
St.
place,
Peter's Chapel,
same city.
but this is the first time I've actually heard him.
The
He
other
always
Sean.
does that.
I'm talking
Whenever
about
a
Sean
stranger
Johnson
tries
in
his
chat.
organ for the first time.
Will he return if I play again?
No. He always speaks just once. And he's never heard again until another organist plays for the first time.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible.
I say, sir, it's about closing time. Do you mind if I leave you now?
Why, no, of course not.
You recall your way out of the tower, I trust. Look around a while longer if you wish, and I'll return later to lock this car loft.
But I don't know whether I want to remain here.
Oh, don't worry, sir. You're quite all right. Besides, you don't believe in such rubbish as ghosts.
Yes, but
I'm happy to show you around, sir. By the way, what did you say your name is?
Holman. Frederick J. Holman.
Then I'm very happy to know you, Mr. Holman. Who knows? Perhaps your visit here will make you a changed man.
Now, whatever did he mean by that?
69, dude. 6/9 mega chats, super chats. Now they're not going to want to change it. I shouldn't have done that.
I feel so sleepy. Yes. Sleepy. I'd best sit here in this pew. Strange. Never felt like this before. I'll sleep here a while, then go home. What's that? Went to sleep. Oh, I remember now. I slept here in this chapel pew. I say, the door's closed now. Mr. Swift evidently returned, locked me in. That's
One more
me?
super chat and we'll meet the goal.
What's that? No. No. It can't be. Those stones at the foot of the altar. They're being pushed up by someone underneath. Hands. And arms. Long, bony arms. Pushing up the flagstones. And over to the right. Two ghostly figures. Rising out of the tombs in the floor. No. No, it's not possible. It can't be.
They're in their boxes no longer.
Dozens of them now. Leaving their
They're coming to get you.
Forming a procession
Yes, I
down the
told
middle
you Sean Johnson's a
aisle
beer
of the chapel.
connoisseur. He knows all his beers.
And each of them is headless and carrying his head before him in his hands.
Hey, once me and Tony get our house, then you're more than welcome to come by and couch surf anytime, Canadian Spider-Man.
And
slow procession down the center aisle. Archie. March.
Oh, okay, Gunnar just made the final.
Ooh, there we go.
We just got the final. Thank you, you fucking legend. You fucking legends!
So that means I have to do some work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do some work, and I got a video to show y'all. Thank you so much, Gunnar, for finishing off the donations tonight. You're a rock star, you're a legend, and you're a fucking awesome friend, and I'm so blessed to know you. Thank you. All right, now we can mark that off. Let me do that. And 7 out of 7 is completed for tonight. We met pretty much all of our goals. I am still going to need to do another stream for some mega chats to get bills and the shipping stuff taken care of. But March, man, I'm going to be good in March. Y'all have made sure to that. Thank you so much.
Marching.
Yeah, March.
On soundless feet. That man in front. The one in ancient armor.
God bless you, Gunnar. Thank you.
He seems to be the leader of those fantastic creatures. Oh, is this a dream? Is this a nightmare?
No, it is not a dream.
How did you get? Just a moment ago,
I'm Batman.
You were down below, leading the procession.
He's the big one.
Accustomed to hold our rights while an intruder
In here. I didn't intend to be here.
I
now
started
that you
blasting.
are here.
What do you mean?
Smoochie is fuchsia.
Now,
Moochie is mauve.
one of us.
It was you.
That's another
who
good
played
Robin
when
Williams
I played the
movie.
organ earlier today.
Yes, I always pray when a stranger sits at the console. You see, it was I who first played this organ, and it was installed. Don't you think I play well?
Why do you return when others play it?
Because no one could ever play it as well as I. Therefore, I pray for them.
You're dead. And yet, you're playing the instrument now.
Yes. I always provide the music for our nightly.
Oh, hell, dude. I know you're
I don't
being
understand all
sarcastic,
this.
but that sounds awesome,
others
dude.
down
We
there.
should build like a badass tree
They're
house.
ghastly creatures. Headless.
Yes. They were less
It's like a zip
fortunate
line
than
that
I.
goes from the tree house.
It would keep the nerds in. That's
Yeah,
the goal.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be proud.
hell
Be
yeah.
a proud nerd.
Yeah.
CSM.
How
Hell yeah.
else would they have come to
We
be
need to make the treehouse like the one from Ernest Scared Stupid with all
Yes.
uncomfortable?
Yes, with all
Lying
the,
in our
with all the
graves beneath the
trolls
flagstone
that
floor.
come off
If
of
we
it.
didn't
Yeah.
arise occasionally and stretch
Pizza
ourselves.
shooters and all that
heavens, look
shit.
you down below there. Will it
And we
amaze
gotta
you for
have
me to tell
our,
you
we
that in
gotta
that
have a
procession
supply
are
of
some of
Miak.
history's most famous people?
Surely this isn't happening.
Indeed. Believe me, you're quite mistaken. Didn't you know that here in the chapel of St. Peter Adventula are buried such famous people as Sir Thomas More, Henry VIII's Queen,
He's talking to a ghost right now, right?
I think
Do
so, yeah.
remember that, but
as well as Lady Jane Grey and Dudley, her husband, and Sir Walter Raleigh, and the Duke of Monmouth.
But they have all been dead for hundreds
Yeah, to be honest, I was lost in the chat and the donations for a second, but I do think that he is talking to a ghost.
of years.
Yeah, he did, because the other guy left him there.
Yeah.
And the ghost is the one who plays the organ for the dead folks.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay.
Rick Coleman, you will join us. What? I said you will join in the procession with us.
No, not I.
It must be so. No one can look upon the procession of the headless dead unless he joined them to save himself.
Save myself? What do you mean?
You will discover what I mean if you refuse to take part in the ceremony.
But not now. Not tonight. Perhaps later. Yes, some other time.
It will be more satisfactory for you to join us tonight.
I can't tonight. Can't we make it some other night? Honestly, I fell asleep here. It's later than I thought.
It's exactly midnight.
I must return home. My family will be frantic. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll return to join you
tomorrow at midnight. What?
How'd you know I was going to say that?
Midnight. You will return to join in the procession.
Yes. Yes, that's fine. You can count on it.
Raise your right hand.
My right hand?
Yes, raise it. Now, repeat after me. I solemnly swear.
I solemnly swear.
By the souls of the sacred dead.
By the souls of the sacred dead.
To return to this chapel tomorrow at midnight.
To return to this chapel tomorrow at midnight.
So help me, heaven.
So help me, heaven.
Now, you may go.
Yes, but the door to the choir loft is locked.
It is locked, but you will have no trouble going out through it. And remember, Frederick Holman, tomorrow night at midnight.
Frederick, dear, you're worried about something.
Lemon.
I know you are. It was 1 o'clock when you came home last night. You've never done that before.
No, I know, Laura, my dear, I know.
You acted so strangely when you did get home. What's more, you didn't.
I'm going to remember that,
all
Lemon
night
Pie.
long.
Next time we play Use Your
Laura?
Words, I'm not taking it easy on you.
Well, I certainly think
What he means to say is you are going to get fucked.
Yes, you have. I don't know how you're going to accept this, but... Well, here goes. I went to visit the Tower of London yesterday. I saw the prison cells and the execution and torture chambers. Finally, the guard took me to the little chapel of St. Peter Advocate. So I promised to return to the chapel tonight at midnight. They permitted me to leave the chapel.
Frederick, surely you were dreaming.
No, I'm sure it was no dream. It was all too realistic. I saw those people and heard them.
Oh, but things like that don't happen.
I'm very positive this happened, Laura.
Oh, nonsense. You were just affected by those ghost stories that guy told you about the tower.
Oh, dear, you're wrong. I'd never believed in such things before. No. Well.
But surely you don't intend to go back there tonight. Do you?
I don't know, Laura. I don't know. Hello. Hello, Laura. I say, Laura, are you there? Laura. Oh, I'm sorry, dear. I thought for a moment we'd been disconnected. Yes, I can hear you now. What I called for, dear, was to say I'm dining at the club tonight. Yes, old Simon Joster is off to the Orient. We're having a dinner for him. Yes, I'll be home early. Huh?
No, he won't.
What's that?
He has a date already.
No, Laura. I've decided not to go to the tower tonight.
Uh-oh.
I think you're probably right. It all must have been a dream.
it was a dream, then there's no problem going there. If it wasn't a dream, he'd better get his ass down there.
Exactly.
Either way, he should go.
Yeah, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He has
Only one direction.
Thank you, Henry.
Shall I drive you to the tower, sir?
Oh, he did go.
Tower? Of course not, Henry. Drive me straight home. Whatever made you think I'd want to go to the tower at this time of night?
I don't rightly know, sir. Begging your pardon, Mr. Holman, I don't know what made me ask you that. Really, I don't.
Don't drive me home, Henry.
Yes, sir.
Oh, by the way, what time do you have, Henry?
It's just a minute or two before midnight, sir.
Oh, very well. Take me home at once.
Did you say something, sir?
Did you hear something, Henry?
Hear something, sir?
Yes, the voice.
Voice, Mr. Holman.
Don't you hear that voice?
No, sir, I don't hear nothing, sir.
It's him. Listen to him.
You must be tired, sir. There's nobody.
Yeah, I gotta hear that story.
Don't tell me you haven't heard of the gambling spook of Waikotara.
Oh dear. I wonder where Ray Stans was for when that event happened.
No. Oh, it can't be.
Unbuckling the belt. Getting comfortable.
No one could ever play the organ as well as I.
That's what he said. The man in armor.
That's what she said.
That's what he said. He sure can play that organ. Oh.
Just to see, sir.
You see, I managed to keep my head.
If you look for emptiness, sir, you see emptiness.
Then it wasn't a dream.
The flagstones of the sanctuary floor are also tombstones.
It's true. It wasn't a dream.
You must join our procession.
Henry.
The headless dead.
Join our procession.
The headless dead.
Join our procession.
The headless dead.
Henry, in the name of heaven, man, look where you're driving.
I can't stop, sir.
Look out, you're going to hit that bus. Mr. Holmes, look out!
Mr. Holman. Mr. Holman, are you all right, sir? We hit that truck and... Mr. Holman, we hit that truck broadside and...
Oh, dear.
Mr. Holman. Look at him.
Greetings, Frederick Holman. I am pleased that you have kept your appointment with us.
You have heard The Headless Dead, tonight's original tale of dark fantasy by Scott Bishop.
Too.
Ben Morris played Frederick Holman. Eleanor Naylor Corrin was Mrs. Holman. Fred Wayne was Swift. Garland Moss was the leader of the Headless Dead. And Murillo Schofield was heard as the chauffeur.
Wow, that was amazing too. I'm so glad that we ended it with that one too. Those were two really good back-to-back stories.
Absolutely.
That was really cool. It was another one where they had the actual supernatural. There was no confusion about it. What was the ultimatum though? The ghosts wanted him, like they called him there with the organ, like you said, and the ultimatum was that he was going to die if he didn't show up. And
well, they didn't tell him that though.
Okay.
They didn't warn him like you'd better show or this will happen. They just said, yeah, you swear and you're going to be back. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Crazy. That was cool. I honestly kind of wonder if his spirit was already kind of linked to that group of ghosts in some way. You know, like his date for destiny was already assigned, you know, like because his soul was already a part of that.
I don't know, because the one ghost told him, like, anyone who views the procession must join them.
Oh, okay. I missed that part then. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking cool. That was a really good one. I have
When you do a candlelight vigil of that caliber, you might as well not just beat them, but join them.
Yeah, that was cool. So he was driven over there, and then the person that was with him did so I guess they crashed right outside the house.
Or the tower?
Yeah, I mean the tower that they were at, and where the ghosts were.
Maybe, but well, see, the thing is, like, I'm not so sure, because I got the impression like that if he didn't go there voluntarily, that it was going to be even worse for him. Like he'd end up somewhere else.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. Or maybe it was luck. I mean, who knows?
So, well, the reason I bring that up is just because did he meet the, like, because did he actually show up, or was it just the fact that he died that he made his appointments? Like, was his destiny to die and that was the appointment?
I don't think we're supposed to know.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. That makes sense.
Or maybe we're supposed to wonder.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about like these radio programs and actually just any media in general. When it leaves you like wanting more and trying to like kind of piece conspiracy theories together and stuff like that. I really enjoy like being like having my own thought process about what the story is about, because it all could mean different things to different people. So
those are fun, but I also enjoy a good fable where we're just told the story to teach us a morality or a lesson. Like, hey, there are consequences to your actions, and you should know right from wrong.
Yeah,
I like those as well. Like a lot of the old Twilight Zones were very much, hey, FAFO, man.
Yeah, exactly. And actually, I know this isn't the old school Twilight Zone, but I think the 1990s, it's either the 1990s Twilight Zone or 1990s Outer Limits is in a royalty-free process.
90s?
Yeah. Wasn't there like a 90s Twilight Zone?
90s Twilight Zone, yeah, but I don't know about Outer Limit. I think, God, they've tried to bring back both of those so many times.
I think it was a late 90s for Outer Limits. One of them that you're able to stream, as far as I've seen other people do, you're able to stream those episodes on your channel. And so that's another thing. I don't know if you were here when I was talking about it, but in the future, that's why I've changed the channel name or the stream name to Theta's Radio Horror Theater. Still up to this day. Something that's I was considering, because there's a lot of movies out there that aren't copyright, you know, and they are the end of the world if he took over the earth.
Gather around, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some cringeworthy Power Rangers jokes.
Oh no! What did I get myself into? No, we're just gonna skip this part and go into the Poe afterwards.
I really doubt you're going to last too long, but let's go ahead and get to work, shall we?
I can take it. I know that it's corny.
You can take it. We'll see. What do you call an electrical engineer in a forest?
The Green Ranger.
A Power Ranger. What's the best shape to catch a Power Ranger with? A trapezoid. What do you call a superhero who looks after the ski slopes? Hint, it's the same as above. A Power Ranger. How long does Tommy Oliver take for his lunch break? An hour, Ranger. across a superhero with someone who looks after parks. Case in point, yet another Power Ranger. It's hard to make a good Power Rangers joke, because most of the time they feel super mega force.
Oh, God.
Oh.
A Power Ranger!
Man, Pie, this is the real horror show.
What is a Power Ranger's favorite weapon? A
Thetazord. Jeez.
Who can save the world in 60 minutes? The Power Rangers!
How dare you!
What's a Power Ranger's least favorite letter of the alphabet? Z!
What about Zordon? It's puking.
I believe I have gotten everybody right and proper, wouldn't you say so?
Yeah, I need to. You need to come on here and we'll show each other. Well, that sounds dirty.
What do you call a meetup between two people that are about to have a Zord fight?
I don't know.
The ambiguously gay Power Ranger duo! It's time for your video number, sir. I think I've warmed up the crowd right and proper.
That was good. I have to admit, there were some good ones in there. All right. Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Yeah, for sure.
Love is blossoming in the air.
Yeah, I have a whole Tommy Oliver. So, all right, now let. Yeah, that's my hero. I met him a couple times. Oh, I wish Sigvaldason was here because I'm sure he'd get a kick out.
You did miss the part of the dad joke, the very corny humor.
Well, and Earth's destruction. He's always talking about the Eldritch God, taking over the Earth, and I thought that he'd appreciate the Earth's destruction for once. He'd actually get to see it. So, all right.
So, if I may, I just want to do a little plug there for Alastor.
Yeah.
He's going to be at Satan's stand-up spot on Tuesday and Thursday from 4 to 11, 2 shows, 1 drink minimum, and then on Friday at the Sinister Snickers from 4 to 6, he's doing the main show. That's a 3 drink minimum.
All right.
Look at you. I have an individual that wants to be a manager. Well done, sir. Well done. Thank you. Fantastic.
That's awesome. All right, here we go. We're going to play this. I made this, and I hope you enjoy it. Roaring, flooding, fabric
fight. Hero stories end in pain. Evil's laughter fills the void. Everything once destroyed. Innumerable echoes here. Whispers of all in fear. Ghosts of hell out of the night. Lost beneath the crimson haze. So fight the moonlight.
Well, there goes the neighborhood.
All right. Hope you like that.
Well
To get the whole story, you're going to have to become a member to get the album to understand what part of this Theta Ranger, the part of the story that this is in the Theta Ranger's life. So yeah, this is just one of the tracks on the album for the Theta Ranger. Hope y'all enjoyed it. And I did see your message, Canadian Spider-Man. I messaged you back. So yeah, we'll keep in contact over there. And thank you so much for being here. Everybody, y'all are awesome. And we got some Poe coming up, it sounds like. But first, let me walk us back into the haunted house. All right. Take it away, Alastor.
Don't touch that dial. We control the horizontal, the vertical. You couldn't turn that dial if you wanted to. Anyway, my dear fellow, let us go ahead and get ourselves right to work, shall we? Ambience, please. This title is one of Sean Carter's personal favorites, a tale of libation, family, and revenge. This is The Cask of Amontillado. 1,000 injuries of Fortunato I had borne as best I could. But when he ventured upon insult, I vowed revenge. You, who will so know the nature of my soul, will not suppose, however, that I gave utterance to a threat. At length I would be avenged. This was the point I definitely settled. The very definitiveness of which was resolved precluded the idea of risk. I must not only punish, but punish with impunity. A wrong is unredressed when retribution overtakes its redresser. It is equally unredressed when the avenger fails to make himself felt as much as him who has done the wrong. It must be understood that neither by word nor deed have I given Fortunato cause to doubt my goodwill. I continued, as was my wont, to smile on his face, and he did not perceive that my smile now was at the thought of simulation. He had a weak point, this Fortunato, although in other regards he was a man to be respected and even feared. He prided himself on his connoisseurship of wine. You Italians had the true virtuoso spirit, but the most of their enthusiasm was adopted to suit the time and opportunity. They practiced imposture upon the British and Austrian millionaires. In painting and gummery, Fortunato, much like his countrymen, was a quack. But in the old matter of wines, he was indeed sincere, and in this respect I did not differ from him materially. I was skilled in the Italian vintages myself, and brought largely whenever I could. It was about dusk one evening, during the supreme madness of the carnival season, that I encountered my friend. He accosted me with excessive warmth. We had been drinking much. The man wore motley. He had on a tight-fitting party-striped dress, and his head surmounted by the canonical cap and bells. Though I was so pleased to see him that I thought I should have never have done wringing his hand. I said to him, "My dear Fortunato, you are luckily met. How remarkably well you are looking today. But I have received a pipe what passes for Amontillado, and I have my doubts." "How?" said he. "Amontillado, a pipe? Impossible. In the middle of a carnival." "I have my doubts," I replied, and was silly enough to pay the full Amontillado price without consulting you in the matter. You are not to be found, and I was fearful of losing a bargain. Amontillado. I have my doubts. Amontillado. And I was satisfied then. Amontillado. And you are engaged, so I'm on my way to Lucchesi. If anyone has a critical turn to see, he will tell me Lucchesi cannot tell Amontillado from Sherry. And yet some fools will have it be the taste of the match for your own. Come, let us go. Whither? To your vaults. My friend, no, I will not impose upon your good nature. I perceive you have an engagement. Lucchesi, I have no engagement. Come. My friend, no, it is not the engagement of the severe cold for which I perceive you are afflicted. The vaults are insufferably damp and are encrusted with nitre. Let us go, nevertheless. The cold is merely nothing. At Amontillado, you have been imposed upon. And as for Lucchesi, he cannot distinguish Sherry from Amontillado. Thus speaking, Fortunato possessed himself of my arm. Putting on a mask of black silk and drawing a reliquaire closely about his person, I suffered to hurry me to my palazzo. There were no attendants at home. They had absconded to make merry the hour of the time. I told him that I should not return in the morning, and have given the explicit orders not to stir from the house. These orders were sufficient, I well knew, to ensure the immediate disappearance, once and for all, as soon as my back was turned. I took from the sconces 2 flambeaux, and giving one to Fortunato, bowed through the several suites and rooms of the archway that led to the vaults. I passed down a long and winding staircase, requesting him to be cautious as he followed. When he came at length to the foot of the descent, we stood together in the damp ground of the catacombs of the Montresors. The gait of my friend was unsteady, and the bells upon his cap jingled as he strode. "The pipe," said he. "It is farther on," said I, "but observe the white webwork which gleams from these cabin walls." He turned towards me and looked into my eyes with 2 filmy yawns that distilled with the rheum of intoxication. "Nitre?" he asked at length. "Nitre?" I replied. "How long have you had that cough?" My poor friend then coughed and found it impossible to reply for many minutes. "There's nothing," he said at last. "Come," I said with decision, "we go back to your health is precious. You are rich, respected, admired, beloved. You are happy as once I was. You're a man to be missed. For me, it is no matter. We will go back. You will be ill, and I cannot be responsible. Besides, there is Lucchesi." "Enough! A cough is a mere nothing. He could not kill me. I shall not die of a cough." "True, true," I replied. "And indeed, I had no intention of alarming you unnecessarily. Should you be of proper caution, a draught of the Medoc would defend us from the damps." Here I knocked the neck off the bottle, which I drew a long row of its fellows that lay upon the mold. "Drink," I said, presenting him the wine. He raised it to his lips with a leer. He paused and nodded to me with familiarity while his bells jingled. "I drink," he said, "to the buried that are reposed upon us, and I to your long life." He again took my arm, and we proceeded. "These vaults," he said, "are extensive." "The Montresors," I replied, "were of a great and numerous family. I forget your arms. A huge human faute d'or in the field azure. The foot crushes a serpent rampant whose fangs are embedded in the heel. And the motto, Nemo me pune lasciit." "Good," he said. The wine sparkled in his eyes and the bells jingled. My own fancy grew warm with the Medoc. We had passed on to the walls of piled bones with casks and puncheons intermingling. Into the inmost recesses of the catacombs I paused again. This time I made bold to seize Fortunato by an arm above the elbow. The nitre, I said. See, it increases. It hangs like moss upon these vaults. We are below the riverbed. Drops of moisture trickle among the bones. Come, we will get back here before it's too late. Your cough. It is nothing, he said. Let us go on, but first another draw of the dome. I broke and reached him a flagon of de Grave. He emptied it at a breath. His eyes flashed with a fierce light. He laughed and threw the bottle upwards in a gesticulation I did not understand. I looked at him in surprise and repeated the movement, a grotesque one. You do not comprehend, he said. Not I replied. Then you're not of the Brotherhood. How? You're not one of the Masons. Yes, I said. Yes. You? Impossible. A Mason, I replied. A sign, he said. It is this, I answered, producing a trowel from beneath the folds of my own robe, Claire. You jest, he exclaimed, recoiling a few paces, but let us proceed to the Amontillado. Be it so, I said, replacing the tool beneath my cloak, and again offering him my arm. He leaned upon it heavily. We continued our route in search of the Amontillado. We passed through a range of low arches, descended past them, and descending again, arrived at a deep crypt, in which the foulness of the air caused our own flambeau rather to grow than the flame. At the most remote end of the crypt there appeared another, less spacious. Its walls had been lined with human remains, piled from the vault overhead, in the fashion of the great catacombs of Paris. 3 sides of this interior crypt were ornamented in this manner. From the fourth, the bones had been thrown down, and lay promiscuously upon the earth, forming at a point a mound of some size. Within the wall thus exposed was the deplacing of the bones. We perceived a still interior recess, the depth of about 4 feet, with width 3, and height 6 or 7. It seemed to have been constructed for no especial use within itself, but formed merely at the interval between the colossal supports of the roof of the catacombs, was backed by one of their circumscribing walls of solid granite. It was in vain that Fortunato, uplifting his dull torch, endeavored to pry into the depths of the recess. The termination of feeble light did not enable us first to see. Proceed, I said. Herein is the Amontillado. As for Lucchesi, he is an ignoramus, interrupted my friend, as he stepped unsteadily forward, while I followed immediately at his heels. In an instant he had reached the extremity of the niche, and finding his progress arrested by the rock, stood stupidly bewildered. In a moment or more I had fettered him into the granite. In the surface were 2 iron staples, distant from each other about 2 feet, horizontally, from which depended on a short chain, and the other on a padlock. Throwing the links about his waist, he was but in the work a few seconds to secure it. He was too much astounded to resist. Withdrawing the key, I stepped back from the recess. Pass your hand, I said, over the wall. You cannot help feeling the nitre. Indeed, it is very damp. Once more, let me implore you to return. No? Then I'll positively leave you. But I must first render you all the little attentions in my power. The Amontillado, ejaculated my friend, not yet recovered from his astonishment. True, I replied, the Amontillado. As I said these words, I busied myself upon the pile of bones of which I had before spoken. Throwing them aside, I soon uncovered a quantity of building stone and mortar. With these materials, with the aid of my trowel, I began to vigorously wall up the entrance of the niche. I had scarcely laid the first tier of my masonry when I had discovered that the intoxication of Fortunato had in a great measure worn off. The earliest indication I had of this was a low moaning cry from the depth of the recess, and not the cry of a drunken man. There was in a long and obstinate silence I laid the second tier, and the third, and the fourth. And then I heard the furious vibrations of the chain. The noise lasted for several minutes, during which, that I might hearken to it with more satisfaction, I ceased my labors and sat down upon the bones. When the last clanking subsided, I resumed the trowel, and finished without the interruption of the 5th, the 6th, and the 7th tier. The wall was now nearly upon a level with my breast. I again paused, holding the flambeau of my mason work, threw the feeble rays upon the figure within. A succession of loud and shrill screams, bursting suddenly from the throat of the chained form, seemed to thrust me violently back. For a brief moment I hesitated. I trembled, unsheathing my rapier, and began to grope it about the recess, but the thought of an instant reassured me. I placed my hand upon the solid fabric of the catacombs and felt satisfied. I reapproached the wall and replied to the yells of whom he clamored. I echoed, I aided, I surpassed him in volume and in strength. I did this as the clamorer grew still. It was now midnight, and my task was drawing to a close. I completed the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th tier, and finished a portion of the last and the 11th. There remained but a single stone to be fitted and plastered in. I struggled with its weight. I placed it partially in its destined position, but then there came out of the niche a low laugh that erected the hairs upon my head. It was succeeded by a sad voice, which had the difficulty in recognizing of the noble Fortunato. The voice simply said,
A very good joke. Indeed, an excellent jest. We will have many our chat about it at the palazzo. Over wine.
The Amontillado, I said.
Yes, the Amontillado. But it is not getting late. Will not they be awaiting us at the palazzo? The Lady Fortunato and the rest. Let us speak on.
Let us speak on, I said. The love of God, Montresor. Yes, I said, for the love of God. But to these words I hearkened in vain for a reply as I grew impatient. I called aloud, Fortunato. No answer. I called again. Fortunato, no answer still. I thrust the torch through the remaining aperture and let it fall within. There came forth in return only a jingling of the bells. My heart grew sick on account of the dampness of the catacombs. I hasted to make an end of my labor. I forced the last stone into its position. I plastered it up. Among the new masonry, I re-erected the old rampart of bones. For half a century, no mortal has yet to disturb them. In pace, or Crisiat. And that is...
Hell yeah.
Of the cask.
Of Ultimato.
For your listening.
That was awesome, man. That was beautiful. I was entranced. I was so entranced, man.
Yes.
And now I believe that I have earned a well-earned drink, as it were.
Oh, yeah. That was
Mr.
fantastic.
Stark might not have any libations, but yours truly is always prepared.
You even got Pinhead coming back to listen. That was amazing.
Oh, Alastor. You bring hope to these old pens.
Well, that's good to hear, my good fellow. You've been around for about as long as I have, so...
Yes.
It's good to know.
That was the best reading of that I've ever heard. I mean, granted, I've only heard like 3 or 4 of those, but that was amazing. That was the best I've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was amazing. I loved that. Yeah.
Very, 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 very good. Like not a hitch, not a hiccup, not a misplaced word, not a mispronunciation.
Nope. It was
just. I mean, it's yeah. That was just.
I have a bit of the old country in me. You see, I did die in Louisiana in 1933. My family actually came over from the old country. They were immigrants, you see.
Oh.
Yeah, Thetazord, I do think maybe with Alastor's permission to maybe clip that and put that out as a standalone video.
Oh, that would be awesome.
You have my authorization.
Oh, are you? That's awesome. I'll do it. That was beautiful, man. That was awesome.
It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and I love the way that when you went into the demon voice, man, that just got me, man.
Well, the sadness of a man who is known to have lost his life on the edge of a pendulum, the ticking of a clock, will often get desperate. I simply wanted to accentuate that.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, what did Fortunato do?
I don't think we're meant to
it's
know.
more of a matter of the Montresors as a whole. You see, the mason in question that had locked up poor Fortunato was due to the fact that his family did not pay dues to the individuals that built their catacombs.
Oh. Huh. I always thought it was that we weren't meant to know that it was something. It was just a situation that we're experiencing. I didn't know that there was actually like a reasoning behind it. I thought it was more just focusing on the horror.
It was
of
a matter of revenge against the Montresors, in which the current House Lord and standing of the Montresors was Fortunato.
Got it. That's cool, man. That was amazing. Dude, give him a round of applause, everybody in the chat. That was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you missed the goal, and I said that I would work, so I did my work.
All right. Thank you so much. Who wants to do their plug first? You want to do it?
Let Sean go. Mr. Stark needs to use the facilities.
All right.
Oh, well. Okay. So you can catch me on the Sci-Fi Model Guy. I am going to have next Sunday a live stream with Mark D with a C. He's going to come on and talk about 3D printing and geek stuff and modeling, and I really can't wait to get there and talk to him. And on March 2nd, 2 weeks after that, we're going to have Raquel Briggs. R.M. Briggs herself is going to be on the show.
That's going to be cool. What time is next Sunday stream? I want to catch that.
Probably 7 p.m. Central.
Okay.
I will send out a notification on the Sci-Fi Model Guy channel with the schedule. I just got to confirm with Mark what's good for him.
Okay, because I do. I get people to 3D print me parts for my Transformers to make them more cartoon accurate. So I'd like to catch that and get some advice. Like, because if I ever get enough money to get a 3D printer, I want to be able to know how to do that type of stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, I also Well, that's for me. I do think Pinhead has a quick plug.
Of course.
Yeah. So I'm. You can find me on OnlyPins. It's at Pinhead _ give me money. Yeah.
Good.
Subscribe to his OnlyPins account. You won't regret it, folks.
Yeah. Don't let him get harassed by those Pizza Hut assholes and all that.
Well, I'm just gonna have to. Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna have to put up with it for a while.
Yeah.
I really need the money.
Well, until you can get your OnlyPins going. I mean, people on OnlyPins make a lot of money. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, if anyone has any suggestions, like, you want me to hang something on a pin? You want me to poke something? Preferably legal.
Yeah, get some poster board and just some tacks and stuff like that, some pins, and yeah, I got it.
Yeah, I've given up trying to prevent humiliating myself.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
So I'm humiliated every day. Right? I might as well make some money doing it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bye.
Bye. Thank you for stopping by, Pinhead.
Well.
All right. And now, Alastor and Tony, let everybody know what you and Tony and the whole gang of characters have to do.
Tomorrow at Monday, we will have at the 7 p.m. hour the Manic Monday Stock Party, the midnight to midnight experience of a party that goes from one end of the clock to the other. We will be able to do the following things such as discussions, hopefully a little drinking, though Mrs. Stark is unable to purchase any libations at this time. Hopefully that can be rectified. And then, of course, we will have some game shows, possibly Use Your Words, possibly chess, possibly Utopia Must Fall, since he finally figured out that wretched technological hurdle for his PC to run it. Then, of course, if the goals are met, we will unlock karaoke for the late night and a puppet power hour in case you want to talk to Alf, Kermit the Frog, Special Ed, Dr. Burfeld, and many, many more. We hope to see you then for tonight's big gala event, the Manic Monday Stock Party, brought to you by the fine folks of the Nuka-Cola Corporation, Great Tortoise Cigarettes, and of course, iodine toothpaste, because if you're going to ruin your smile with the first two very toxic, very dangerous, and very damaging products, bring it on home with a tube of unmitigated bleach and fluoride. Thank you, Thetazord, for providing us some radio entertainment, and congratulations on hitting your goals. You're on the up and ups, my good fellow. We are watching you.
Thank you, Alastor. And Sean, y'all are amazing. Y'all are legends. Thank you for always showing up and supporting this channel and being a great cast of friends and family to do this stream with. It's always a pleasure, and it makes even on the days when I don't feel so funny and feel so good, as soon as I get on here and start talking with y'all cheer me up and y'all make me feel better. So thank you for being.
Just remember, it doesn't matter what you wear on Main Street or Savile Row. It's what you wear from ear to ear, and not from head to toe, that matters.
See, now we're all being wholesome. This is turning into a wholesome channel.
Dressed without a smile.
Oh, I know. I love you too, Alastor. All right. Yeah. So I hope that y'all had a good time tonight. I am going to do another stream this week. I really do need $59 extra. So if there's something y'all want to see, if y'all want me to do a truffle shuffle or whatever, whatever you want.
Stock already did that one from Pop Culture Breakdown.
Yeah, well, I'm just
following those footsteps.
I'm just throwing stuff out there and seeing what sticks in the pins or what. No, but seriously, sorry, Pinhead. But yeah, I am $59 short on my bills, so the PayPal is still open if y'all want to send something over there. If not, I'm going to be doing another stream this week, sometime before, just sometime before next week anyway. But thank you so much for everybody being here, and we're going to go ahead and close it out. May the power protect you all, and I'll see you next Sunday, if not sooner. Love you, and have a great night.
Watching wheels going through, truth in his eyes. He doesn't do comments to show, so he knows the Theta Ranger morphs knowledge of our foes. Gadgets, gizmos, like wisdom from the net. Analyzing every clue, never breaks the sweat. From animated sci-fi treasures to explore. With Thetazord by his side, he's ready for more. Theta thunder, power strong. Brains and brawn, can't go wrong. Geeky warrior fights the fight. The Theta Ranger lights the night. History of games, consoles, ancient lore. Finding strength and wisdom, always seeking more. Guardians of the universe, knowledge is the key. Theta Ranger monsters, all that keep us so free. Virtual worlds, pixel dreams, and theory streams. Decoding complex thoughts and reveling schemes. Comic panels, pages, web of untold tales. With wisdom and power,